Hey. Happy Sunday to you. Welcome to Community Connections Conversation. Connecting people to resources, resources to people. And we've been doing that, but you got to get up off the couch. For me to get these superheroes out the sky and in here on the planet, hey man, we got to show them how we appreciate them. So when we're sharing information and we're connecting and touching, please be sure to follow through. We say in the athletic environment, we're not going to run to the finish line. We're running through the finish line. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm connected to all our platforms. Stop streaming. Nope. And this is when you're one-man show, you got to do all of this. So y'all just bear with me. Let me get me over here. So I don't want y'all to see who I got in the studio yet. Yeah. All right. We're going to check our... Oh, we live on Facebook. Oh, man, I got him in here. Man, got a lot going on, man. Y'all show some love when y'all see him out in the community, because he is. I wonder, when does he sleep? Because he's always working. Hold on, let me get this off of here. All right, let y'all see the side of my head. Let's go check out YouTube and see if we're on over there. So much going on. And, oh, we live over there too. Y'all better shut up. I'm getting better at this because y'all making me better. Not bitter, but better. Okay. Oh, there we go. Ooh-wee. You bringing me some happy joy. Sir, if you mind, just sit back and relax. Get in that corner over there. Come on over some. I want to see you lean. Some.
All right.
Yeah.
How about that? Is that better?
Man, sure. Back in the day, we had these, let me go and get him on here so we can laugh. The brother light up a room with a smile. Yeah. You know, they say through that, you can tell what kind of person. There ought to be so we can walk around with some baby monitors, Brother Nelson.
You're right about that.
A baby monitor means that depending on how the child reacts to you, that determines how long you can be in my space. So if the baby frown, you got to move on. But if the baby smile, then that means that, hey, you need to hang around a little bit longer. Bring the mic a little closer to you, sir.
A little bit closer?
Yeah.
How about that right there?
Come on, bring it a little closer.
Okay.
All right.
Is that pretty good?
Yes, sir. Let me hear your voice, sir. Let them know who you are and what we got.
All right. I am Fabian Nelson, here, State Representative of Mississippi, House District 66.
Wow. Did you guys hear all those accolades? And he didn't do it the first time. He came back and did he ran it back.
That's it.
Ran it back. Share with me, the determination and the resilience. What does that look like to Fabian Nelson?
It's a lot of it. And being out there on the campaign trail, we hit it really, really hard. We made it our business to knock on every single door in my district multiple times to let people know who I was and what it is, I was going to do if they gave me the opportunity to serve them. And so it's just about, when you have a calling, you can't stop until you fulfill that calling. And that's what it was when I campaigned.
Hey, so I can see Brother Nelson walking up the sidewalk, coming down the sidewalk, walking up to the step, and the lady say, "Here that man come again." Reminding me of my grandson. Here that man come again.
That's it.
What were some of the responses on your knocking?
Well,
give me the highs, the lows, and the in-betweens.
So I think the highs would be, it was one lady, and I'd gone by her house several times, and like the third time she said, I'm voting for you.
I ain't got no choice.
So I went back again. She said, "Look, I'm voting for you as long as you don't come back here and knock on my door again." And we also had mailers, and so we sent mailers out. So I had probably total about 8 mailers that went out to my people.
Okay.
And one of my friends said, my neighbor said, "Please stop sending mailers." I said, "Well, tell her she vote for me. She don't got to worry about it.
It's over with. It's over with.
And so that was just a high, just getting in front of people. A lot of people say that no one has ever knocked on their doors before. And so just meeting the people, meeting the community, and people gave me all kind of cakes and pies and homemade jam and things. So just really getting to know my people.
Okay. And what were 3 positive takeaways that you experienced while you were out there knocking? We just talking about the knock.
Yeah. The positive takeaways where we hear so many bad things about our community. So it was amazing in seeing how people want better for the community, and they just want somebody to talk to and somebody to, understand, because we have this narrative that people here don't care, nobody want anything, don't want any better. So that was the biggest takeaway that I got.
Okay.
And another takeaway I got was that people don't really understand what representatives do. A lot of people don't know their representatives, and so my goal was to teach them about the job and what it is that we do and how to hold other elected officials accountable that should be serving them.
Got you. I want to piggyback off of that. When I started working in the community health center, the word was people were taking advantage of Medicaid. They were taking advantage of Medicaid. And out of all the persons that I had an opportunity to serve as my clients, I don't think I saw anybody running up to the front of the Medicaid line because they wanted to take advantage of Medicaid. So what does that mean? That means that we have to stop listening to we have to stop seeing what people want us to see on the canvas. And we have to paint the canvas with the brush that we've been given, that we've been wielded. Because if the big man wakes us up, I interpret that as being favor. If that means if I'm being favored, then that means I need to get up and go serve. How do you start your day, Mr. Nelson, as far as waking up and knowing that you are in a position of serving?
You know, I always start my day. It's like from the moment I wake up, that's when the phone is ringing, texting. So it's kind of, it's very chaotic. So I get up and I'll meditate for a little while.
Okay.
Have a cup of coffee. I drink Rise tea, so get the Rise tea in. Take a shower, and that's really my time just to kind of get grounded and ready for today.
Okay.
And so by the time I hit that door, I'm in full force, ready to get to rock and roll.
Now I got to ask this question: what time do you start your day?
My day starts about between 4:30 and 5 o'clock.
That's the quietest time of the day.
It is. And
that's a nugget we just dropped. Go right ahead,
yes,
sir.
And it is. You'll be surprised because I used to start my day a little later, about 9 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock. But that's when everybody's working and everybody needs something. But when you get up really, really early, you can get so much accomplished, and your day is much longer.
It seems like when I wake up at 6, like I'm in that rat race. I'm on that wheel, that hamster wheel.
Uh-huh.
But when I wake up at 3:30, I'm able to just ease into the day, ease into that 6 o'clock. That 6 o'clock is something else.
It sure is.
I think it's one of the loudest points of the day.
It is.
I think the other loud point what's another time in the day that you feel is a loud time of the day?
A loud time of the day?
Yes, sir.
I would say that early in the morning, I would say probably around 3 to 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Is when I see another influx.
Okay. Okay. And I'm going to say 12. And I'm going to say 12 o'clock during lunch because everybody got to rush out. Mm-hmm. You get an hour. I think they've cut it back to maybe 45 minutes or 30 minutes. And it's almost like by the time you get to your vehicle, if you have an hour, you got 40 minutes.
That's it.
It took you 20 minutes to get to the car.
Uh-huh.
All right, now I've got to find me a place. I got to plan to find a place to eat.
And they're going to mess your order up.
Oh, the order's going to be messed up. Please stop taking it out on the food service people. Please stop. I mean, they're building rockets in the back, so they're delivering babies in the back. They're healing cancer in the back. So please, they're doing surgery in the back. So please be mindful that those are somebody's children. There's somebody that's working to feed their family. So let's show them some love and some compassion.
Absolutely.
Okay. Love and compassion. We're going to get this morning started off by always thanking Jackson Resource Center. Can't thank them enough for all the work that they do. They're one of my titanium sponsors. We're at Visions Unlimited Studios. Please reach out to us at 601-937-5671. Hopefully we'll have some call-ins probably around, I'm going to have Mr. Nelson from 10:30 to 11:30. Hopefully by 11:30 you can call in. If I sense that you're going in a crazy direction, today's Sunday, you do that on Thursday night, then I'm just going to go and hit that click button and don't take it personal.
That's right.
Whatever you do, don't take it personal. Let me make it personal. All right, hold on. What else we got over here? Bear with me. Mr. Nelson, go ahead and let them know what you got coming. Where will you be on tour this week? What does this week look like starting today?
I have not even looked at my calendar yet for this week. I kind of go through my calendar on Sunday evenings to kind of figure out what it is I have going on. I'm supposed to be in Boston, Massachusetts this week for a conference, but I have some things come up, and so I will definitely still be here in the great state of Mississippi, in House District 66.
Okay.
What do we have in the community going on? We have
everything.
Everything. I know we're having a back to school giveaway with backpacks Thursday at Byram Middle School.
Byram
Middle School.
Okay, man, you guys are working down in Hinds County.
Yes.
Okay.
Working very, very hard. So really right now we're just trying to get the kids, because the kids go back to school Wednesday. So we'll be doing a lot of things with the schools, with the teachers, making sure they have what it is they need to have a successful school year.
Okay. Now I want you all to watch the demeanor of Mr. Nelson as we walk through this journey together. I feel like he's still a little tight. He's sitting on the edge of the couch. I want him to lean back in that couch, but we're going to get him there. That's my job, is get him to lean back in the couch. Lean back. Y'all got to stop putting my representative on edge. He done came in, he got his hands ready. He ready to roll.
That's it.
Community connections, conversations. That's going to be connecting people to resources, resources to people. So what does that look like? That looks like if you have an issue or a challenge, we want to make sure that we connect you with the resources. But we also want to inspire, teach, and model how you should carry yourself or how you should go. We know you're under stress. We know you got some duress, a lot of anxiety. But there's a certain way that we want to approach the person that's in the position of serving. My people that's serving, we know that when we wake up in the morning, our day is tedious. We got a whole lot going on. We're not making enough. We're feeling like we're overwhelmed, but you're in a position of serving. What do you think God has in store for us when we serve, Mr. Nelson?
Yes, for those of us that are serving, and I'm saying, quote, serving, actually out there doing the job, He has something great in store for us. I also tell people that when you are in the position to serve, that you're held to a higher standard than other people, because you get out there and you can do things that can positively affect a person's life and help them, and you're not doing it, and you're doing things that's hurting people, you're going to be in some big trouble. So we have to really understand how important it is when you're serving, and make sure that we're doing the right thing.
Don't be discouraged by the dollar value of what you consider to be inadequate. Don't be discouraged. Don't hold your head down. Master the task that's in front of you. Somebody's always watching the work. Mr. Nelson, the community had been watching you after that first run. What was the difference in the first run versus the second run?
The difference was in my second run, I really campaigned very hard. First run, I was new. I had never held office before. Didn't know anything about politics, so I didn't really know how to run a successful campaign.
Okay.
I didn't really know what it looked like. And so in my mindset, I was thinking, this is what you have to say. This is what you have to do. That's what I thought I had to do the first time. But the second time around, I said, I'm not going to use a playbook. I'm going to go by my own playbook, which means I'm going to be myself. And if I'm my authentic self, if that's not good enough for people, then maybe I shouldn't be in the position. But I took that approach, and people just, they like, you are what we want. We see ourselves in you. Because when you're serving people, they have to be able to relate to you, and you have to be able to relate to them. If you never struggled, how are you going to help people that are struggling?
That's powerful.
If you are, and that's what we see in politics so often. We see people that have never suffered, have never surrounded themselves around people that need things, and you can't serve because your heart is not there. Going through an experience and actually going through an experience is different than you hearing about one.
Okay, going through an experience is different than hearing about one.
Yes.
Kind of peel that back for me. Going through a situation is different and affects differently than when you hear about it. Share a little bit, go a little bit in depth in that for us.
I'll give you an example of my examples. We talk about SNAP, people that are on SNAP benefits.
Okay.
Until you've actually gotten SNAP benefits, you don't understand the struggle.
Know.
Because back when I was in college, I had a job, I was laid off, lost my job. And guess what? I had to go get on SNAP until I was able to get back on my feet.
Wow.
But I was able to firsthand see how when you go to the SNAP office, you have to wait a long time. People have, nasty attitudes with you at times.
Okay.
People are not there caring. They treat you like you're there to get a handout.
Right.
And so me going through that, I understand. So if one of my constituents calls me and they're having issues, which I've had that happen, having issues with the SNAP office, I'll go up there to the SNAP office and I tell them what is going on up here. What can we do to get these benefits to these people that need them?
Right.
Now, had I never been on SNAP and known the struggle,
Truth.
I could say that, oh, well, you know what? Oh, they're just making it up. Oh, they doing good taking care of people down there. But me knowing and having a lived experience is, it helps, you to understand the issue better.
When I was playing the baby daddy role, and I was going to get assistance with the different agencies, and I had to share, I had to ask the people that were serving, hey, just back up a moment. I'm a man that wants to do what I'm supposed to do by my child. I don't know what that looks like to you from 8 to 5, but please, let's engage on a different on a different in a different lane. So I do understand. So the people that are doing the serving, people are coming because they have frustrations, anxiety, they lack of planning, lack of knowing. Let's take them and breathe them out, slow them down, so that they can have a pleasurable experience and leave there not only having information about their about some benefits, but also providing them with some belief and some faith. Belief and faith. So with that being said, we're going to step right into this. 601-317-8138. Please call in a little after 11:30. Yeah, a little after 11:30. We're at Visions Unlimited Studios. Social media is going to be Howard Sanders, uppercase I. Also on YouTube, Howard H. Sanders 2. Facebook group, Community Strong Fort Jackson MS. Would you please shout out your radio show that you do?
Absolutely. I'm the Reliable Representation Talk Show. We're 6 o'clock p.m. every Thursday at 90.1 WMPR. And we also stream on Facebook and all social media platforms. So please tune in. We talk about community issues and everything you need to know about what we have going on here in Mississippi.
Okay. Now, people tend to look at those of us that are doing this like we're just showing up and talking. Kind of paint a little picture about what the preparation that goes in. There's work in everything that we do. Go right ahead, sir. You smiling. Go ahead, sir.
It is. I do a lot of media. I do a lot of media stuff, and my reason for being so actively involved with the media is because I want people to know what is going on. It's not I just love being on camera,
right?
But what we see happening is with representatives, senators, politicians. They go to work and nobody knows what they're doing.
Right.
Most of them aren't doing anything.
Right.
But nobody knows the issue. And so I talk to the media. Anytime they call me, I don't care what the issue is, I'm willing to talk about it because I feel as a representative, I'm the voice of the people. Well, we had an issue back here and somebody posted on Facebook. They had me doing an interview and they had my mouth moving saying, I'm Fabian Nelson and I look good on camera.
What? Okay, go right ahead.
And I looked at it. And
did you laugh or did you?
I laughed. And so I went on Facebook and I did a Facebook Live and I talked about the work that I'm doing.
Right.
I said, you know what? Since I look good on camera, turn the TV on and I'll be on the news again tonight since I look good on camera. But you get pushback like that. People don't understand the planning that goes behind things.
Yes, sir.
We do community cleanups in South Jackson.
Okay.
People are telling me that I'm the first representative that has actually been out there doing community cleanups.
And we're not blaming and shaming. We're just encouraging.
Yeah, that's
Continue,
it.
sir.
That's
Continue.
It. And so people, you have to really think before you put your mouth on people. You have to understand the facts. Go do research on them and see what is this person doing. And I told the person that said, I said, hey, you need to go and ask around the community about me and what it is that I do in the community. I don't just pop up on camera.
Right.
A lot of times I'm out there doing stuff and the cameras pop up on me.
Right. And it takes a lot. There's a lot of resilience, and you also have to be mentally, spiritually insulated because it's so easy for somebody to take work and misconstrue it and use it as some way of blaming and shaming. So I want to thank you so much for being a voice, being a consistent voice, because if you weren't working, news cameras don't follow people that's not working.
Exactly.
And one thing about the newsing is that I've learned when I did the pandemic is that the intentions of the person coming with the camera and the microphone may be different than the person that's cutting and editing back at the back. So they take the little sound bites and they cut it. We just have to understand we have to know what the game consists of. So I know, Mr. Nelson, with you being out there, that you have said things and then you're like, that's not the angle we were speaking on. Can you give us a little reflection on that?
I have.
They do it. They do it,
but I don't have the issue anymore because when they were doing it, when I was first elected, they would do it all the time. And when I see a story that's incorrect, I call down and tell them, y'all don't get that off right now. We're going to have some problems. And so
accountability.
And so once I started doing it and they saw that I'm not going to play with them, they don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Because that's important that, you don't take my message and try to swing it the way that you want to swing it.
Right.
And another thing, when I'm talking to the media, I'm careful as to how I word things. I word things so that they can't take 5 seconds. And so in everything I'm saying, I'm always sticking to my point. So if they take 5 seconds, it's still going to be the point that I was trying to make.
So you're making them come into the box, into the circle.
Absolutely.
And you're not going to box me in.
That's it.
The more interviews that we did during the pandemic, the more I started to understand that. Because they're going to cut around and move around how they need to. We want to thank those veterans that are able to kind of present the narrative that they came with, but some of our newbies get done a different way. So we just want to thank you all for the support that you give and for showing up so that you can hear the voice of community. All right, I'm going to read a little bit. Let me share this with us right quickly.
Okay.
The focus, knowing community now, that's people, persons, individuals, events, opportunities, organizations, agencies, businesses, movements, family, community is family, church, school, universities, memories. Purpose is to inform, educate, inspire, stimulate, engage through sharing in conversation, reflecting genuine love for community, emphasizing joy, fun, experiences, living life on life terms, no shaming, no blaming, energy, passion, compassion, empathy, sympathy, failure, success, lift and steadfastness, get up off the couch and do some work. Is there another purpose that we could have here at Community Connections Conversations?
I'm going to tell you, y'all hit the ground running. I remember when the page was first created, I said, what in the world is this?
That was out of agitation. I was agitated.
and I started following. And when I tell you, it's nothing more. Y'all just keep on doing what you're doing.
Okay.
And it's just, it's an honor to see you, how you've grown, how this organization has grown.
Okay.
And the positive message that y'all are putting out.
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Go ahead.
You know, one thing that I cannot stand is I cannot stand to hear people dog our community and talk about it. When I hear somebody say, oh, Jackson is so bad, I tell them, why don't you move? You don't move because you can't afford to go anywhere else.
Right.
So since you are here, make the best of it.
Make the best.
This is home for us. This is where we live. Why are you going to sit and drag it when you can be out there, one of the ones out there doing the work?
Doing the work.
Stop saying that you're calling your elected officials, saying that, well, they the ones, it's their problem and they need to fix it. It takes a collaborative effort. And when we talk about communities, going through our communities, litter everywhere on the grounds. People are throwing it out. When you go to other areas, guess what? If the citizens see litter out on the side of the road,
right,
they're going to pick it up.
They sure are.
If it's litter in their yard, they're going to pick it up. They're not going to say, oh, my elected officials need to come out here and pick it up.
Right.
We have to start taking pride in our community and stop playing the blame game.
We're going to say model good behavior.
That's it.
Model that. Seven Spaces says, be the change that you envision change being. That's Aisha Lewis. Be the change that you envision change being. I want to share with you that you've encouraged me that when you're online, when you're informing the community, when you're sharing, and you see me in the comment section, you always shout me out. So I want to thank you for that. That means a lot. That means that we're doing the work.
Absolutely.
I'm going to read off a little something, then I'm going to come back and ask Mr. Nelson to throw a little prayer out there for us this morning. Fabian Nelson is a respected leader and dedicated public servant from Mississippi. Which part of Mississippi?
I'm from Yazoo City, Mississippi.
Yazoo, that's the Indians and the Indians and the, what's the other man? Is that Bulldog? Yazoo City is what? Is that the That's the Indians.
Yazoo Indians.
And my Yazoo County is my Panthers.
Panthers. Okay. Oh, the school, yes.
Yazoo County is
I'm
the
talking
Panthers.
about the Yazoo Indians. You know, it was an Indian tribe.
In the city. Oh, give me a little something about Yazoo City. You said it's an Indian tribe?
Yeah, it was an Indian tribe. The Yazoo Indians is where we got our name from.
Okay, okay. Also, he's with a robust academic background. What does that look like? What does the word robust academic background?
That
what
means
does say?
I am tired of school. I keep saying it, but I keep going back.
Check this out. You don't have at least another semester in you.
Well, I'm back in school now. I'm back in Jackson State working on my PhD.
Okay, congratulations.
So after this, I'm done seriously after this.
Okay. From Harvard Kennedy, I'm missing something over here. Something was attained from Harvard Kennedy School.
Yes.
You're also American Public University.
Yes.
Jackson State University.
Yes.
Holmes College.
Yes.
With a concentration in entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Bachelor of Science in Biology. You biology dude?
Biology.
You a lab dude?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm a lab nerd.
Okay. Lab rat. Okay. And Associate of Arts in Business Administration in state and local government.
Yes.
That man is putting in work.
Yes.
That's work. Okay. In 2009, Fabian founded the Mississippi United Realty. What is that?
So it's a local real estate brokerage. We specialize in first-time home buyers and rebuilding our community.
Okay. Are you still able to interact with that?
Yes, not as much as I used to, but I'm doing a little bit of real estate now.
Okay. That's how I met you on Facebook.
That's
was
it.
through all the because you was posting. You was all over the place.
That's it.
And currently serves as managing broker. What's a managing broker?
So the managing broker, I oversee the brokerage. I have agents in my office, and so I manage the brokerage, and kind of help people build careers. And so that's what we do.
Okay. So how did they communicate with you? How can they follow the Mississippi United Realty Program, Realty Company Program movement?
You can connect with us on Facebook. My Facebook is Fabian Nelson, Fabian Nelson. Because I do have a page, Mississippi United Realty, on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
But as you know, I run everything through my personal. It's hard to post here and there.
It takes a lot of work.
It does. And so all of my political stuff as well as real estate stuff is on my personal Facebook page.
Okay, now if you're listening, and I've been seeing a whole lot, is if you take your top lip and put it on your bottom lip and we close our mouths, we can listen and we can learn. So he just threw out a nugget out there. If he doesn't have time, maybe he may have an opportunity. So we have to listen intently. Absolutely. His political career, he was elected to the Mississippi House of Representatives representing District 66.
The best district around.
Look out now. Look out. So what does District 66 encompass?
So we start here in South Jackson at McDowell Road. We come down McDowell Road all of the way down into Byram.
Okay.
And on Byram side, we go Byram, we cut around to Terry, everything on the west side of 55. Swing on around, pick up Utica and a little bit of Raymond.
Okay.
So I have Jackson, Byram, Terry, Raymond, and Utica. So I have 5 municipalities.
And how many people do you think that constitutes? How many clients? How many constituents? How many children? How many parents do you have in those communities, you think?
We have, in the district, have about 26,000 people that I represent. Roughly
okay.
26,000.
And how many do you think came out and participated in the electoral process?
You would be surprised if I told you. Out of the voters in my district, when I came through the general election, I had 3,333 votes. So about under 3,500 people voted in the general election.
Were you impressed with that turnout?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. All right. As a state legislature, wait. South Jackson, Raymond, and Utica, he achieved a historic electoral victory, securing one of the highest margins for a non-incumbent. What does that mean, non-incumbent?
So being a person, a non-incumbent mean being a newcomer.
Okay.
So just running for office. And so, yes.
Okay. Did you come in as a Democrat, or you came as an independent, or?
Democrat.
Democrat.
Uh-huh.
Okay, in a Democratic state.
Yes.
As a state legislator, Fabian serves on housing, technology. Okay, let me do it slowly. Fabian serves on the housing. Uh-huh. Give me a little bit of insight on that, housing.
So we have committees, and so one of my committees is the housing committee. So I serve on housing, Judiciary B, military affairs, and technology. And so when we have committees, when bills are introduced, they go to the committee that they're pertaining to. So if it's a bill about AI, it'll go to technology.
Okay.
If it's something about housing, it'll go to housing. Military, go to military.
Okay.
Judiciary B is one of the most boring committees. It's not a fancy committee. It's a boring committee. And people ask me, why you want to be on Jud B? They don't do anything. It's not fun.
Okay.
I said, I want to be on Jud B because that's where all of our criminal laws are made.
Ooh,
and I want to be there because I want to know what is going on. When we're talking about changing criminal penalties and sentencing and all of that, I want to be a part of that conversation. So although it's a boring one, it's a very, very, very important one.
How could the conversation on something is particular and something is meticulous and something is vital to us moving around on a day-to-day basis, why would they say that that's boring?
It's absolutely. You know, people, I want to go do something that's fun because see, the committees, they have things that they go like on trips and may go out to dinner and may do this.
They hanging out.
And hanging out.
They hanging out.
They're hanging out. And I said, look, I'm not here to hang out. I can hang out when I get home. I'm here to do the work of the people. And that's what we're here to do. When we talk about, that's so important when we talk about criminal penalties and things of that sort, because if we have bad law, well, we're not going to say if we do, we have bad laws on the books right now that affect certain populations.
Okay.
And if you don't have a voice in there, it's only going to get worse. And since being on Jud B, we've been able to stop a lot of things that were going to come through. because the committees are pretty much we're the gatekeepers.
Okay.
We determine what's going to go to the floor. So we can kill it in committee, it won't even make it to the floor.
Wow.
We can also fix it in committee, amend it in committee to change it to make it better. So we have to really understand that, you know, we're not there to have fun. We're not there to play. We're there to fight for our people.
Do you think several of our laws, the laws are somewhat outdated?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay,
Absolutely.
so is that what we would call a bad law, something that was done back in the 1800s or the early 1900s or the middle 1900s?
Yes.
I'm about to go off.
That's it.
I'm about to go off. Guess who just walked in? Guess who just flew in? Should we let him in?
Come on in.
Should we let him in? Hold on now. Don't you, wait a minute now. Don't you, because see, he coming here with little man syndrome. He going to come in here tearing up the cameras. He going to challenge you. Hold on.
Come on in.
You made it just, look at him. He can't even hold himself tight. That's my guy, PIC. Hold on just a minute, PIC. Let me flip off the camera because how can I get you in here without? I got everything set up so that. All right, guys, he's about to bring through the new gear we're going to be pushing and promoting. So I'm just going to let him walk. Can you walk with your chest to the cameras? There you go. There you go. Let me go. There we go.
How you doing?
Doing great. All right.
Golly.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here today.
Hold on,
I
man.
haven't
I
even
ain't
in the mic yet.
I ain't brought you in yet.
Okay.
I ain't brought you in. He don't need to be brought in. Look at him. All right. We about so let me go ahead and finish the bio. Before they flew in. Peeled the building back and flew in.
From another planet.
From another planet. My PIC. Okay. So we do the housing, the technology, military affairs, and judiciary B committees. So guys, I want you, listening audience, viewing audience, I want you to know that judiciary B committee does what type of work, Mr. Nelson?
So that's where all of any bill pertaining to criminal penalties comes through Judiciary B. We have one like a shoplifting bill. We want to increase the penalty for shoplifting.
Hey, all my boosters, it's coming down. I ain't knocking what you're doing, but just know what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
The penalties were increasing. So that like still, we had another one that came through past session about auto theft. So you steal a car.
There go my automobile transporters,
Yes, I like
exporters,
that.
wholesalers. Something we having a great time. What tickles me is when my wholesalers snatch one and they ride to the other side of town and ride around and come back where they snatched it from. Come on, guys. Come on. Okay, that's poor planning. Go right ahead. What else we got? So we talked about boosting. That's theft.
Yes.
All right, we're speaking about wholesaling automobiles. That's auto burglary.
Yes.
All right, what we got? What else we got, Mr. Nelson?
I'm gonna tell you one that I really like. My first session that came through were for these Glock switches.
Oh, that's in it. That's in Judiciary B. That's Judiciary B.
That's it came through Judiciary B.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, this is what really bothers me. Anytime any legislation that's anything about a gun, NRA gets involved.
Right.
They fought us on this because they say people should be allowed to have Glock switches. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Wait. We're not gonna put it on no color. When we say day, what age range is that? When they say whoever's
NRA, National Rifle Association.
That's our age. That's grown folks.
Grown folks, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, grown folks.
okay, and that's a multiplicity of cultures.
Yes.
And races in that group.
Yes.
Okay, keep
Yeah.
and is it mostly male or male and female?
It's male and female.
Okay,
Yes.
go right ahead. Keep sharing.
Yeah, and so they wanted Glock switches, and as you know, a Glock switch converts a gun into pretty much an automatic. So you just pull the trigger and boom, 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 shoot multiple rounds out. And so we had a legislation that came through, and NRA held it up. We had to go in and fight and fight and fight. But what happened is, do y'all remember the deputy down in, I think it was like Lucedale, Mississippi, that was killed? He pulled someone over. The guy that killed him had a Glock switch.
Yes.
And so after that happened, when we went to committee, we're like, y'all, look at what is happening. We have to pass this. And so we overrode NRA and we got it out to the floor, and we had it, we got it signed into law. But the thing about it is, it's already a federal violation to have a Glock switch. But the reason we needed it in state statute is because we have to prosecute them federally under the old statute. But now we can prosecute them under the state statute, which means if you go through federal courts, it may take a little while longer.
That makes sense.
And you know federal prisons are nicer than Parchment.
Right.
They need to go to Parchment out there with Glock switches. Not go lay up in federal prison.
That's great. It's great. It balances out the playing field because law enforcement are having a hard time even just enforcing the law, but then they don't. As far as the weaponry, it's not equal.
It's not. It is not.
Common sense is not common sense, is it?
Not at all.
Common sense is not common sense. Okay, let me move a little bit further into this. All right, what else we got? So, guys, stay attentive to Judiciary B committees. Okay. During this legislative session, he authored and co-authored. Brother, you had time to do 50 bills?
Absolutely.
Including legislation supporting Mississippi's largest ever, I'm missing some words there, $10 billion from Amazon? What was
Yes.
that in regards to?
That's Amazon is AWS, their data centers. That is the largest economic development project in the history of the state of Mississippi. And so we worked on that. My first session there, we worked on getting that passed. It's in Madison County, in the Ridgeland area. But this data center is going to bring about 2,000 jobs here to Mississippi. It's going to also it's bring about 2,000 jobs. Average pay is I think around $75,000 a year. So it's bringing good jobs. Now, what happened in this legislation is, as you know, when companies come to Mississippi, what do they like to say? Oh, you don't have a workforce there.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to. Okay.
We got to bring people from out of state. So what we put in that bill is that we made it mandatory to hire people from Mississippi.
That's it.
Not only that, we're making Amazon invest $10 million to provide workforce development programs in our universities. So they can't say, well, people aren't qualified. No, they are, because you're paying us to train them so that they can get jobs.
Now, how far out before Amazon lands on Mississippi?
About 3 years. They're building it right now. So it's three. I won't say it's 3 data centers. And what I've seen with Amazon is normally when they come to the area with one thing and they like it, they're going to put more things here. So I see more opportunities for Amazon coming here.
Okay. Are there any particular skills that our workforce should be looking for as far as investing their time in, so they'll be ready when Amazon? So they've got 3 years to get prepared.
3 years to get prepared.
Any particular jobs that you can think of?
I don't know if y'all saw when the governor announced this funding for the schools. It was $10 million under Jackson State, Alcorn, Tougaloo, and I think maybe Millsap, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss.
Okay.
Well, what happens is, what people need to do is they need to look and figure out what these workforce career paths are going to be at the colleges. And if you go and enroll in that program, it'll have you prepared for that. But to be honest with you, I don't even know what they do at a data center.
Okay.
Right.
I know, I'm like, with the job, I know ultimately what they do. They house all of the data, for companies and things of that sort. But I'm guessing you're going to need people that are skilled in network engineering, maybe, is what I'm assuming.
So guys, go look and see what they're doing in some of their other facilities, and let's start preparing for that. Because what's going to happen is we're going to have an influx of outsiders. We're going to have an influx of outsiders because there's people out there that mentally train for these type of opportunities. So we can't fault other people coming in and restructuring our communities because we refuse to get prepared.
That's it.
Okay.
I like that. The way you say that was great.
Man, that's because I'm around you, Coach.
Man, you're great.
I'm
I
around
tell
you,
you.
Coach. I thought I was going to carry the football all by myself today. I was
Don't
going
worry
to pitch the
about
whole
it.
game.
Hey, I'm a blocking for you, brother.
Okay, man. All right. He is also an advocate for victims of domestic violence. We're going to come back and chop up into that. And harm reduction initiatives. Having authority expand across to Narcan.
Narcan.
Tell us a little bit about the Narcan, because you was really pushing that. I mean, not pushing that. You was really engaged in that.
Yes, that was House Bill 1137. So that was the first bill I ever wrote, and I got it passed. And so what 1137 does is, we're dealing with opioid crisis here, nationwide. What happens is with Narcan, if a person is having an overdose from opioid or fentanyl, if you administer Narcan to them, it can reverse it and save a person's life. And so what we did is we expanded that to make it where schools can get access to Narcan, hospitality like restaurants, clubs, community organization, making sure the police, firefighters, we want to make sure that many people has Narcan as possible, because if somebody going through an OD, it's literally seconds that you have to save this person's life. And you know how long it take the ambulance. You call the ambulance, you know how long it takes them to get out there.
No blaming and shaming.
Yeah, and so we have to make sure that we're giving people the tools that they need, but that passed unanimously in both chambers.
Okay. All right. Congratulations, sir.
Absolutely. I want to go a little further because
please.
We actually changed through Judiciary B again. historically, what would happen is if you were doing, like, just say, for instance, two people were doing drugs together.
Mm-hmm.
And
normally that's the case.
yeah, that's the case. That's the case. And one of them dies from an overdose from fentanyl. They would take the one that's surviving to jail and charge them. So what we did is it's called a Good Samaritan law.
Okay.
And what we did now is if you're with somebody and you're doing drugs with them, and that person calls when a person ODs, you won't suffer from any criminal penalties.
Hey, just dropped another nugget.
Yes, because what's happening is y'all have probably seen this. We have people that have someone that's OD'd on fentanyl. They'll take them and leave them on the porch because they don't want to go to jail. So it's important for people to know that now if you call, that you won't be questioned, you won't be drug tested, no questions asked. If someone, because we have to do things that are going to save people, and that's the only way we can.
I like that because I actually, me being a therapist, one of my clients just went through something similar to that. And the Narcan was not available. Yeah. And so the person actually died. And so, like I said, that's a good bill because it just don't just help individuals in this area, but throughout the whole state. Because it's a crisis right now.
Yeah, it is. And some people are saying, well, with this, we encourage people. I said, no, we're not encouraging anybody to do anything. That people are going to do it anyway.
They're going to do it anyway.
We need to save them and help them until we can get them into recovery.
That's right.
We will interpret our way out of being...
That's right.
Taking responsibility.
Or we will interpret our way out of doing the work.
Yes.
Oh, man, that's encouraging. Man, folks going to do what folks... They've been doing it since the beginning of time.
Yes, sir.
Let's look at the solution and stop being a blamer and a shamer. Go ahead, Brother Nelson.
But I told him, I say, so what you're saying is that if we stop manufacturing condoms, people will stop having sex.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah,
I doubt it.
So it's not, but you want to make sure that you're giving people resources since it's going to be happening anyway. Give them something that can help them, and that's why I was put here.
And you demonstrate, you model. I've been using the word. I've been leaning in on the word model.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, you model it. Beyond his duties in public office, beyond his duties as far as being Mississippi United Realtor managing broker, beyond his duties as being a parent. You want to speak on parenthood for us right quickly, being a parent? Did you just have a graduate? I come out your household, he's almost about to graduate.
I'm going into high school.
Okay.
Going into 9th grade.
Okay.
So it's a struggle balancing.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a struggle balancing, but my son, he's very, very supportive. And when I ran for office, that's why I included my kids on the campaign trail with me because I want them to understand what I'm doing.
Yes.
I don't want, well, Dad has just disappeared, but we don't know. But being on the campaign trail.
It's also hard to get cussed out when you got a child standing there.
That's a good buffer.
That's it. So, yeah, I tell him, go knock on the door. And when they come to the door, and he got please fall from my dad. And I walk up, hey, how you? And so, I keep him involved.
Yes.
I take him to the Capitol with me when he, as much as I can so he can see what it is that we're doing up there. So I think that's important. A lot of people that have kids, they want to, I'm gonna keep my kids out of politics.
Yeah.
Right.
You really in this era you cannot do that.
Yes.
You have to, being a public official, you're gonna have to introduce it to them in a safe way.
That's right.
Because if you're not telling them,
they're gonna find out.
They're gonna find out, and when they find out in the streets, it's not gonna be the correct narrative and the correct story.
Right. Oh wait, can you give us 3 pointers of being a father that we can take today and absorb, demonstrate, and possibly reflect on, not necessarily in that order? Give us 3 takeaways as a parent that we can use today out of all the noise. What we call it, that 6 o'clock noise. I call it that 12 p.m. noise. You call it that 3 to 4 noise. How can we love on our children in a more loving way? Give us 3 parental tips, please, sir.
One thing I will say is, in this day and age, raising kids requires tough love.
What is tough love? What's tough love? Give me some tough. What's tough love?
Tough love, accountability. Making sure they are accountable for their actions. And a lot of people don't want to do it. They call it, what is it, helicopter parent? I don't know what all these terms are. I don't get into all that, but when you give tough love, you have to, be firm in your decision, but you still have to show your kids love. I tell my son all the time, look, I love you. Every time we talk, I tell him I love him. He tells me he loves me. But then again, when he gets out of hand, I discipline him. Okay. But I let him know that this is all in love. So I think that's one thing that we need to get back into doing. Another thing, we have to realize that our kids are smarter than we think they are.
They are.
They see every single thing that we do. They model their behavior after us. One of my friends told me, said, your son even walks like you. And I looked at him and he does.
Yes,
But our kids are sponges and they're modeling their behaviors after us. How we treat people is how they're going to treat people.
Say that again. How we what?
How we treat people is how they're going to treat people because that's what they're taught. And so we have to be careful. Sometimes we're having an adult conversation. Don't have it in front of your kids.
Whoa!
You know, back in the day,
I love
and,
it.
And Mr. Nelson, not Mr. Yeah, did I say that right?
You said it right, Doc.
Okay, I got excited on this one.
Yeah.
You're probably about 30 years younger than me, Mr. Nelson. Back in the day,
Yes.
they would say, "Why are you looking in grown folks' mouth?"
In grown folks' business.
In grown folks' business. You know, grown folks and children don't occupy the same space.
Right.
Okay, go right ahead.
That's it. I remember growing up when grown folks talking, to lead the room.
Yeah. Yes.
But nowadays, you have kids that'll be here in the conversation.
That's right.
With adults. And so, those are, some principles, that I go by. I'm an old school parent. My friends say, you old school. I say, I'm old school because it worked for me. As the new school stuff not going to work. And so I know what worked for me. So that's the parenting that you have to.
What they say is the new school, they call it gentle parenting. The gentle parenting does not work for our children because it gives them too many options.
It does.
Yes.
It is. I may be wrong, but I tell my son all the time, I say, this house is a dictatorship. I say,
until you get your own kingdom.
Until you get your own kingdom, I say, I'm the king here. So what I say do, it's going to get done the way that I say do it. It's not going to be bargaining. If I tell you do something going back and forth, we don't have that.
Well, you have that statement. You say, do what I say do. When I say do it, and don't ask any questions. Sometimes in this era, people frown on that. Why do you think they do that? Especially when black men and they're over their household and they're getting criticized for just being a active parent.
Yes, all the time. That's what happens, and that's what we need. Because if we don't teach our kids structure, now, when they get out in the world, they ain't going to listen to other people.
They're not.
If you let them do what they want to do, they're not going to have any respect for authority when they get out in the world. And then what's going to happen? In jail. And mom and daddy can't do anything. When you go to jail, there's nothing that we can do when our kids go to jail.
That's true.
And so I say, I'm putting that structure in them now so that we won't have those issues later.
I love it.
Powerful,
I love it.
Powerful. Beyond his duties in public office, Fabian is passionate about community service, that you demonstrate that each and every day, and personal development. What does personal development look like?
Personal development is always reflecting back and saying, what can I do to improve Fabian?
Ooh.
Personal development is
Ooh.
one thing I have at home on my dressers. I have my push card when I was running for office, and it lists all of my platform issues: economic development, housing, broadband expansion, and I have that. And the reason I have it because I always want to look at that and say, am I staying true to what I promised on the campaign trail?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Because if you don't keep that in front of you, it's so easy to get sidetracked out here with so much going on.
It is.
And although I work on a lot of other policy areas, I'm still going to make sure that I'm doing everything I can on the promises that I ran for office, because that's why people voted for me.
Okay. Also, we have he enjoys gardening.
Yes.
What does gardening look like? What kind of gardening?
I'm gonna tell you, with the tariffs and the way everything went up, I grow my own vegetables.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So when I look out across your garden, what am I going to see?
I love peppers, tomatoes, and okra as well.
Yes.
How did the squash turn out?
It turned out pretty good.
Okay.
It didn't get quite as big as I wanted it to get, but it turned out pretty good.
That means yours is not in the lab being mutated. You got that real squash.
That's what it is.
Hey, when you walk in, you got squash as long as your forearm.
You sure
wow.
I don't know where these stuff. And another thing I noticed, when you go and buy fresh produce from the grocery store,
Yes.
it'll last in the refrigerator about 2 or 3 days.
Yes, it's genetically modified.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember growing up, we had stuff in the refrigerator for 2-3 weeks before it goes bad.
Yes, it.
But when the homegrown stuff, it lasts longer. We don't
Okay.
have all the chemicals, preserved, or whatever it is they're putting on it. We don't have that
It's
problem.
killing us.
It is.
Spending quality time with his children. What does quality time look like? What do you guys do to kind of break the monotonous and the noise?
So get away, go out of town. So we may take a small trip, maybe go to Gulfport, down to the coast.
Okay.
I go over to Vicksburg.
Okay.
Last year we went on a cruise in August. Really enjoyed that.
Okay.
It's just carving time out for them to say, hey, because I'm always so busy. So just finding time to do things with them.
Okay. constantly and consistently dedicated to making a positive impact in the places where his feet are planted. You like the way I frame that?
I'm P's, all on P's.
Hey,
Yeah, that's it.
where your feet are planted.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I want to commend you that I never see you blaming and shaming when you have camera time.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that difficult to do, or that's just not part of your character?
It's just not part of my character.
Okay.
One thing I believe in criticizing privately and commending publicly.
Oh, wait. Bag that up again for us.
That's a nugget. That's a nugget.
That's a nugget.
Yes.
Dropping nuggets.
Yeah, criticizing privately. I mean, there are a lot of issues, a lot of battles I'm in right now, but I'm never going to come and talk about it publicly because that makes our community look bad. I'm going to take it up with the person that's responsible for it. And then once we fix it, we can talk about, look at the positive change that we're having. Like, even when I go to a restaurant, if I have a bad experience, I'm not going to go on Facebook and just blast them.
Right.
Because what happens is when you put that out there, when people want to come, like, I live in Byram. Byram is a growing community. When businesses decide they want to come to Byram, guess what they do? They look at social media. Let's see what the people are saying, and when they see people constantly complaining, we're not going to open a restaurant up down there because they're always complaining. So what I would do is, if I have an issue, I call the store. I call the manager and say, hey, look, I can't do that, and so-and-so was off, and talk to them about it and give them a chance to correct it.
Right.
If I go and have a good experience, what I do, I take a picture, put it on Facebook, and say, hey, I had a great experience. Y'all come out here to the best McDonald's in Mississippi, here in Byram, Mississippi.
And I want to commend you and piggyback. You do that very well. You've done a lot of promoting local establishments.
Yes.
You do that very, very well.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's important.
Yes, sir.
That's the backbone of our community.
They had a commercial a while back where when you walked up to be serviced, they would have a point system on it.
Okay.
You know, if it was a 10, it was a 10. So they had the last one I think they did was the ice cream truck.
Okay.
And I think the dude had a 6. And his demeanor was, hey man, kid, hurry up and get what you want now. You hold out the line. I said, that's a 6.
That gave a 6.
That's a 6. That's a 6.
You ever been to what's the place? Room service. They serve salads.
Yes.
I like what they used to do. He would print out all his complaints and post them up on the wall. And I used to laugh every time.
He do what now?
All of his customer complaints. He posts them on the walls.
Yeah.
When people write in and complain, he posts it so everybody can see it.
Okay.
I like wow.
I've been in restaurants where they posted people's bounce back in the day when they take a check.
They still do it.
They still do
They
it.
still do it.
Check me in the bathroom. I'm like, hey, what's going on with that one? And they have a picture of the ID. Yeah, man. There's some of you in the restroom and you looking at a check and the guy who's on his ID. All right, we jump right into this, and if you would we just want to breathe for a moment so you can give us a little spiritual food so that we can make it through not only today but through the week.
Yes.
Hold on,
yes.
let's get us microphone. Let me get you camered up. All right, and it's really a pleasure to have you here. This is my LGJ35, so I appreciate him taking time.
The best class.
Hey, that's what they say, the best class.
The best class.
All right, go right ahead, sir. Let me get my camera up so I can video this. And just give us a little spiritual food. All right, it's on you, sir.
All right, so you want a prayer?
Just a little prayer. Just a little something. It can be a prayer, whatever.
A salutation, anything you want.
Absolutely. Look, we can always use prayer.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so Father God, we just come to you today to thank you for this platform. Thank you for our community. Thank you for our leaders. Thank you for our new leadership.
Yes.
We just want to ask you to constantly be around the city of Jackson. Keep your hands around it. We know now that your hands are on it, and we're just going to ask you to, whatever your vision is for it, just please let all of us be in line with it. In your name and in your son, Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
That's for all of us that don't go to church starting with me.
That's it.
Well, this is our church service right here.
This is my service right here.
Yeah, look, I tell people I miss church today, so hey, here we go. That's right on time.
That's our church. Little mind food. I've seen this kind of floating around Facebook, and it's got a real good connotation to it. Dear black men, and we can also say dear men, stop mean mugging a brother when you walk past. Speak to him, shake his hand, ask if he's okay. Break the cycle. Coach, I'm going to let you read that, and then we're going to have, you pass my paper. Oh, you got,
I got it already, man.
Coach, you got a haircut this weekend, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Oh, you
I
didn't
did
get cut
not.
up yesterday
I just
at the
got this
event?
nice shirt. I didn't. They wouldn't cut me, man.
Oh, they wouldn't cut you?
They said this is for the children. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. All right. They had the children giving out haircuts yesterday at Judge Hicks' event.
At the
that's
convention
really
center. It was
Go
nice.
ahead, read that so So our representative can give us a little feedback. He might see that among the grown men that he work with.
I'm gonna let him hold us and let him, because he already read it one time.
Would you read that, please? Would you read that for us, brother?
The impact gonna be a little different.
Yeah. Dear black man, stop mean mugging a brother when you walk past. Speak to him, shake his hand, ask if he's okay. Break the cycle.
All right. Can you give us a little reflection on that? Do you ever see that going on?
All the time.
Okay.
This is a powerful statement.
Okay.
You know, people walk in, mean mug you, or don't want to make eye contact with you. But what we have to do is we have to lift each other up, because it's so much as black men that we're dealing with. We're dealing with stuff that other people aren't dealing with.
Yes.
And so we have to support each other and lift each other up every chance. I speak to everybody. Sometimes I speak to folks and they look like I done cussed them out.
Right, right.
But I still want to speak to them. You never know what a person is going through.
That's true.
And you never know, that person might be on the edge. And if you speak to them and show them a little generosity, how much of an impact that can have on their lives.
True. So let's stop mean mugging. Go ahead, Coach. Give us a little something.
A lot of times what we do, we need to stop trying to solve people's problems and hear their problems.
Listen.
And then when you hear their problems, you can help them change their problems to challenges.
Listen.
And as black men, sometimes we don't see each other's reflection of ourselves. So we'll make assumption that person is a threat to us. As a psychotherapist, one of the biggest issues that I've had with dealing with black men in therapy is that when they see another black man, the society has got them to see them as competition, not comrades, right? And so we have to change that narrative. The only way we can change that narrative, we have to use our opportunities to see that black man and then see and feel his pain. And then also feel his accomplishments. And so the way you do that is by having authentic relationships. And when you say in that cycle, it can be broken, but somebody has to start it. So I think what you've done as a politician, you've changed the narrative of politics in terms of it being politricks to politics, because now you're making sure everything you do, you're connected to the community. And so a lot of times black men's voices are not heard because they have no one that reflects to see them and look like them speaking on their behalf.
That's so
You
true.
do a great job of that. And I'm not saying that it's a fluff, but you really do that. I think before you got in office, you was doing it already. And so it's a carryover.
Yep,
that carryover gives a person, especially our young black men, give them an opportunity to see themselves as a voice for the future. And that's very important.
Our city right now, we have so much trauma and so many unhealed wounds. You know, like I said, part of my district is in South Jackson. And one of my areas, I'm not going to say that it's the street or anything, but one of the areas, when I first started campaigning, I started over there.
Okay.
And people tell me, you are crazy. What are you doing over there? You don't need to go over there. And somebody going to do something, going to hurt you or shoot. I said, look, if I was afraid of the area, why am I serving it?
That's right.
I said, so if I'm
I know you got their vote. Yeah, I know you got their vote. Go ahead.
And when I tell you just getting out there, at first I did have kind of people looking like, what in the world is this man doing? But as I started walking through the neighborhood more, those are some of the nicest people you can ever meet. When people see that somebody cares about them.
I got to throw this out there. I'm glad you said that. There's areas of territories or markets that I go into, and I pull up and they got that flag.
Yeah.
I've seen some flags that I didn't even know was flags. Okay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, all my Negro spiritual kick in. First thing I'm checking to see if I got what I need in the vehicle. You see what I'm saying? But they have been some of the most engaging people.
Yes.
And people are allowed to be people as long as it doesn't infringe on the other person.
Right.
So that means I've got to go up on their property. Watch that flag fly over me and through me. And they have been just some of my best clients.
Right.
But I keep it where we're supposed to be.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I leave the fear, I leave the animosity, I leave my misinterpretation.
Yes.
At the entrance, and I'm gonna tell you, those homes normally are way off the road, Coach.
Yes, right.
They're not just sitting on the road. Let me give a couple of these work assignments that you've had, and then we're gonna dive into this real deal, this real stuff. We have about 20 good minutes on. We doing okay by you representing this?
I'm doing good. I had a comment on here. I was trying to...
Okay, do you want to read it out?
Let's address it if
You
you
want
can.
to shout it out to us?
All right, Miss.
Get behind the mic. Bring it to the mic.
Okay,
For us.
it's just I'm gonna respond to Miss Ingrid. Send me a message here on Facebook. It's a constituent issue.
Okay.
Send me a message and we'll figure out what's going on.
And one thing you don't minimize people communicating with you.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
That's
I need to get
important.
all my complaints, compliments between 2 and 2:30. If you miss that window, get with me tomorrow.
That's it.
You don't do that.
I've heard some elected officials say, "Hey, okay, you can call me anytime before 6 o'clock." I'm like, "What?" I like, that's when people have most of the issues.
That's true.
And I mean, if I'm able to get to it, I will. If I can't, I'll get to it as soon as possible.
I don't know when this was. I don't know when I snapped this one. But today, as we tackle the state budget in a special session, we received 48 appropriation bills at noon. We requested each one be read aloud, but even as the bills are read at lightning speed, which we dubbed the chipmunk. What's the chipmunk?
So we call it the chipmunk because when the bills are read, they I think I might have it in
Alvin in them.
Okay,
it's on my phone. I can't.
But so that's what it sounds like.
It's inaudible completely.
It is not enough time to make truly informed decisions. We need to thoroughly understand legislation before voting, as our duty is to our citizens. Let's strive for better transparency and diligence in this process. Guys, you really need to connect. I don't know if you can, he may be full on his friends, but please follow Fabian Nelson. What times of month are you all in session?
Yes, that's a good question.
Yeah, so we're in session. We go back in January. So January 6th of this year until the beginning of April. So it's like April 3rd.
Okay, is that the only session time, January to April?
So we have 3 months each year that we're in session.
Okay, when can we connect to what you guys are going to be working on?
Right.
At any time. So the Capitol is open. If you ever want to come up to while we're in session, committee meetings, you can come and go and sit through all of that.
Okay.
Now, if you have issues and things that you work on, you need to be talking to your legislators now, because although we're not in session, we're still working. So we draft legislation off session.
Okay.
So we draft everything because it's so fast. And so we have to have our stuff ready to go in January.
So we really need to follow when you guys are in session, and then we really need to be ready to put in some work prior to you guys going back into session in the off season.
That's it. Need to look at what didn't pass possibly last session, what you want to see fixed, what you want to see changed, and you need to get with us and start pushing it. Because this is when we start lobbying stuff right now while we're out of session. Because, like I say, it's so fast paced. We have deadlines.
Okay.
Like every other week, we have a different deadline and benchmarks we have to meet.
Okay.
So now is the time if you're wanting anything done to
Powerful.
put it in.
The Hinds County School District Convocation was absolutely amazing. This was 6 hours ago. We're thrilled about the inspiring leadership and exciting vision for 2025-2026. Can't wait to continue supporting our amazing district and students as we embark on this journey together. Here's to a fantastic school year. Why is your presence at these type of social experiences important for us? Not for you, but for us.
That's important because I don't know what's going on if I'm not present. If I'm not at their Hinds County School District, I don't know. When I'm out there and I saw, I told you I fed my teachers at two of my schools.
You've been feeding them for the last 4 years. Go right ahead.
But those relationships are important because the teachers are on the front line.
Right.
They're going to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Well, they're going to tell you really what is going on. And when they see you and they know that you're approachable and they're comfortable in talking to you, we can find out really what the district needs.
Okay.
We control the funding for our public schools.
Okay.
And so, like now we're dealing with some issues at football field over at Byron Middle School.
Okay.
And so that gives me the way to be able to go out and fight and talk to the superintendent, the school board, to figure out what it is that we need to do to get the resources that they need. So that's why I believe in being, present as much as I possibly can.
I don't even know if you're sleeping. I don't know if you're sleeping.
I'm doing better.
Okay.
I'm doing better
Because you're always connecting.
Always.
And you don't do onesies and twosies. That ain't the Fabian Nelson where you doing hundreds. Yeah, he don't do the one. I mean, he does the onesies and twosies, Coach, but I always see him in a heavily populated experience.
Right.
Yeah, always. All right, let's get to some meat and guts right now.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we go.
I'm going to let Coach read this. When you read this, Coach, I'm going to play a little snippet.
Okay.
All right.
So this says, Fabian Nelson, I've been working for 2 years to combat an epidemic that affects all Mississippians, and I need more support from my fellow party members to make progress. I can count on one hand those who join me from my side. However, I want to thank my colleagues across the aisle for putting political differences aside and understanding the importance of this issue. let's continue to work together to make a difference.
What is it? When I read that, you say colleagues across the aisle. What does that look like?
From a different political party, independent and Republican party.
Okay, all right. So, man, one thing about it, you give everybody the roses while they're there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we want to continue to work together. Now I'm gonna hit a little snippet, you guys, and we're gonna let Mr. Nelson kind of run with it and put us where we need to be. And this may be sensitive in nature. I'm not asking to create any trauma, but this is not a situation that's going to go away tonight. And it requires a lot of attention, requires a lot of work. And I just want to encourage our people on Facebook, man, we need to be just a little bit more sensitive to other people's pain. We need to be a little bit more sensitive to other people's pains. And we would think that our social media platforms would regulate the responses and the comments of how we interact with people going through their pains. Please stop misguiding people when they're in pain. All right, here we go. I see you, White. I see you taking that very intently, Mr. Nelson. What's your feedback on that?
You know, it really hurts. And with people on Facebook, we have a lot of people that are I call them keyboard bullies.
Okay.
They do it on Facebook because they won't do it to a person in their face. So they, with their insecurities, they go and they just blast people and do all that kind of stuff. But we got to stop doing it.
We got to stop it.
Yeah.
We got to stop it. You can't say something. What they saying today? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all.
Don't say it at all.
Yeah, people are going through pain.
Pain.
And we encourage the pain when we get one of them little sly, slick remarks. We know what we're doing. We grown. I don't see children, and the children got their own pain going on in their own social media platforms.
Instagram.
Kids on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah,
we are so intent on hurting and harming one another.
Yes.
Trust me, the system is going to do enough of that.
It sure is.
So we don't have, trust me, everybody getting the cup full. But here we go. All right. In about 15 minutes till, if anybody's got a call in.
What's that number?
Lawmaker says crimes like this one are just the latest example of why we need more legislation and resources to prevent situations like this from happening.
This is just unimaginable right now.
As Representative Fabian Nelson hears the news about 24-year-old Malia Bess being shot and killed and that her husband is the suspect,
You know, it's heartbreaking.
the lawmaker immediately starts thinking of laws he can pass to prevent something like this from happening again.
Because believe it or not, Mississippi right now does not track domestic violence. So, you know, fatalities and things resulting from this. So we have no idea how we're falling in regards to the nationwide data.
This is exclusive video of Ron Christopher Allen being taken into custody not long after police say he shot and killed Bess on Thursday. Witnesses stated they called Bess's cell phone on Thursday to check on her. Allen answered and admitted to killing her.
Anytime I hear about this, it burns me up. It makes me go back to the drawing board and say, what can we do to make this better?
One way Nelson hopes to make things better is through Senate Bill 2886. It creates a Mississippi Domestic Violence Fatality Review Team. The goal for the team is to learn how to prevent domestic violence through early intervention and improving the quality of the response by individuals and institutions to domestic violence.
They provide us each year with a report of their findings. And when they provide those reports, that's when we think about what type of legislation needs to be drafted.
Now, Bess, who's from Chicago, was a property manager at the Westwood Apartments. In court today, we also learned that Allen was previously charged with a DUI.
Right now, Ole Miss, according to ESPN.
I could see that you were not emotionally, but you were passionate and compassionately connected to that story. And before we get the reflection and get some insight from our representative, the Mississippi Coalition Against Domestic Violence, contact information is going to be 1-800-898-3234. Local number is going to be 601-981-9196. Once again, local number is 601-981-9196. This is the Mississippi Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Domestic violence can be physical, sexual, emotional, economic, or psychological actions or threats of actions that influence another person. This includes any behavior behaviors that intimidate, manipulate, humiliate, isolate, frighten, terrorize, coerce, threaten, blame, hurt, injure, or wound someone. Mississippi law breaks down domestic violence into two main categories. Correct me if I'm incorrect, Representative. Simple domestic violence, which is a misdemeanor usually involving minor injuries or threats of harm. But those are going to grow, aren't they, with your experience? Those when I say when a person is experiencing minor injuries or threats of harm.
That's how it starts.
Okay. All right. This can result in up to, and I don't know how recent this is, 6 months in jail, a $500 fine. That's it. And mandatory counseling or anger management.
Yeah,
there's a team out there called community health workers. And I think when people, just a perspective, because we need to be more proactive, because the signs are there. After the honeymoon is over with, the signs are there. It could be what, a month, Coach, 3 months, with your experience, a month, 3 months, 6 months?
Sometime on the honeymoon.
Yeah.
A few days after that first initial date. Okay. Also, they have a state map and shelter information. The Angel Wings Outreach Center, Mendenhall, Mississippi, Care Lodge, Meridian, Mississippi, Catholic Charities, Victim Services, Jackson, Mississippi, the Center for Violence Prevention, Pearl. If you can't receive the resources locally, come on, guys, move beyond your city limits. Domestic Abuse Family Shelter in Laurel, Gulf Coast Center for Nonviolence, Biloxi, Haven House Family Shelter, Vicksburg, House of Grace, South Haven, Mississippi, Our House Incorporated, Greenville, Mississippi, Safe Incorporated, Tupelo, Mississippi, Safe Haven Incorporated, Columbus, Mississippi. And we need many, many more.
We do.
We need many, many more. 97.97-3-7, simple assault, aggravated assault, simple domestic violence, third, aggravated domestic violence, aggravated domestic violence, third. In Mississippi, 39.7% of women and 31.7% of men experience intimate partner physical violence, sexual violence, or stalking in their lifetimes, according to the NCADV. On a single day in 2019, Mississippi Domestic Violence Program served 354 survivors. So we can almost say that may have doubled by now, increased by 40%. But many requests for help went unmet due to a lack of resources. Over 300 Mississippians have died from domestic violence homicides since 2020. And what I want you all to do is I want you to see the temperament, the tone, the body language of our representative. He has shifted. So just be mindful that this what he's about to share with us now is unapologetic and it's uncensored. He's here to assist us in saving lives. It's all on you, sir. Go right ahead.
All right, Dad. And the young lady, they lost her life, never met her. Excuse me. I don't know her, and I don't know him. But it's so heartbreaking because I've seen this so many times here in this state. And not only in this state, just all over the country. My first session, I worked on a domestic violence bill. I wasn't the author. It was another representative authored it. And guess what? It didn't go anywhere. We couldn't get them to touch it, not even look at it. And so this next session, after we got out of session, I went to Arizona, different conferences, trying to figure out what other states were doing. And so I got with the attorneys, and we drafted another bill, and we introduced it. Well, the Senate introduced a bill as well for domestic violence. So ultimately, both of the bills passed both chambers. When my bill got to the Senate, they didn't take it up. So we decided to just take the Senate's version of it and roll with it and get it passed. So it is signed into law. Now, what this will do is it creates a domestic violence fatality review task force. And what this does is anytime there's a fatality, this board of people, which are social workers, therapists, attorneys, DPS has one, CPS has a member on the board. What they do is they investigate and they figure out what resources could have been put into place to avoid it. Okay. They're going to look at, was there a restraining order? Was it enforced? If he violated it, why didn't he, whatever happened to him didn't, happened. Now, I'm glad you brought it up about the different classifications, because some domestic violence instances are misdemeanors. Well, here in Jackson, Mississippi right now, guess what we do with people with misdemeanor charges? Take them to the police department, book them, and let them go home until they give them a card and they come back on their court date because the jails are crowded.
Wow.
So with that being said, if it's a simple assault, this person gets picked up, gets booked, and they're released.
Right back into the plane.
And they go right back and terrorize and taunt this victim even more because it's just a misdemeanor on them. And so this is just the start. And the way I see it is, all of this stuff should be a felony. When it's domestic violence related, it should be a felony, because we cannot let these people get back out on the streets and go and taunt these victims anymore. What are we doing for victim services? Are we telling the person that's being abused, come on, we're going to take you to a shelter?
Yes.
Do we have support? So that's what this task force is going to do. They're trying to figure out what resources do we need in the community, so when we get back in session, I'm able to go and say, look, we need $5 million for shelters at the recommendation of this task force.
Right.
We need to update the criminal code in regards to domestic violence, strengthen the penalties, make them more strict at the advice of the task force. Because when you go and start changing things, you have to have evidence-based stuff behind it.
That's right.
And right now, we don't collect data on domestic violence in Mississippi.
Wow.
So we have no idea how bad off we are.
Right.
But we can look at the news because we're all smart, and we see
all the time.
It happens on the news all the time. And so this is just a start of doing, something, that we need to do. And in my Facebook post, I thanked my colleagues from across the aisle.
Right.
Because it's so polarizing.
Right.
Democrat, Republican. We're quick to call out a Republican when it's something that we don't like that they're doing, but we're not quick to say thank you when they're doing good things.
That's right.
And that's what we have to start doing. We have to realize it's more that unites us than divides us.
Right.
And it was so impactful that when we went in session this year, my Republican colleagues came to me and said, Fabian, we heard about domestic violence bill. What can we do to support you to get this passed? Do you know how many of my Democrat colleagues came to me? Zero. Zero. For me, that is a problem. We should be pushing all of our issues. It's not only me, it's other Democrats that go do the same thing.
Right.
We should be supporting and championing all of the issues that we're working on together.
Right.
And that's what we have to do to become more united as a party.
Right.
Because we're very divided.
What's so interesting about this domestic violence, that could happen, that's going to happen in any and everyone's family.
That's right.
It is.
It's not prejudice. It's not gender specification. It has nothing to do with age. It is going to occur.
That's right.
The task force, is that something, how do you become, if Coach wanted to be associated with that task force, what's the selection process? Because you still got to have people that's going, we spoke on this when we first started, that are engaged in doing work. Work doesn't have a time to it. It just has an assignment.
That's it.
How do you all go about the selection process? If me being a community advocate, how do I become a part of the board?
What we do is with the DPS, which is Sean Tyndall, he makes appointments.
Okay.
The Attorney General makes appointments. The Director of CPS makes appointments. And so what we did is we got a core, and they even allowed me to make an appointment.
Okay.
And so we got a core group of 5 people together to start the board off. And so now, since we have those 5 people, the board, they will bring other people in. So the board has the authority, and they can put as many people on their board, on their team, as they want to.
Okay. Are you excited about the people that's on the task force?
I'm so excited.
So we got some engaging.
We have some really engaging people. I'm very impressed with Department of Public Safety.
Okay.
And their involvement in it. They have been hands-on trying to figure out what is it that we need to do to make this successful. And so the first meeting is, I think, going to be September sometime when they're going to be meeting. But I'm very excited. We have a lot of passionate people. We have people that work in some of the shelters that are going to be on the board. We even have, and in the legislation, we wrote that we have to have a domestic violence survivor on the task force.
That's beautiful. We talked about being, if you haven't been affected, then how can you be infected?
Yeah, that's it.
How can you be effective?
Yeah,
right.
That's it. So that the survivors would be able to bring so much valuable information.
Right.
Because our social works, of course, they study it in school. They see it every day from people, but haven't actually gone through it. You're laying in your bed at night, scared that somebody, this abuse is going to come and kick your
it's
door
coming
in.
to my house.
Yeah, so they're who better to be on their board than that person? It's not about education. It's about a person with that lived experience.
Lived experience.
Yeah, that rules and trumps everything.
Well, also,
Go ahead, Cole.
also the community-based organization that actually all they do is focus on the domestic violence. How many groups do you think are involved will be on this task force? Because I know of some people that do that. That's all they do is work on domestic violence.
They're going to be heavily involved. I want to say 3 of the appointees are directors of some of these organizations.
Okay, good.
So
and the beautiful thing about it is you watching them too, aren't you?
Watching like hard. I told them I want to be at the meetings when y'all have the meetings. I want to be there.
Right.
You know, I'm not on the board.
Thank you so much for holding them accountable.
But I want to make sure I'm not there to pass cookie cutter legislation or legislation to make me feel good and go to bed and sleep good at night.
Right.
I'm there to pass impactful legislation where people are doing what they're supposed to do. I don't need my name on something. Oh, we got this wonderful bill, and you still have people that are dying from domestic violence because our task force is not doing their job.
Gotcha. 2 things. Nearly 100. This was January 31st, 2025. Also, I want to give a special acknowledgement for Quentin Smith. He touches a case. He touches reports that need to be touched by him and through him.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So Quentin Smith, we want to thank you for all that you continue to do.
Yes, sir.
And we want to hold on to you as long as we can. I know you're a hot commodity out there in the newscasting world.
Yes.
But thank you so much for what you do. And all the other ones that get an opportunity to come out, but he really digs in. Nearly 100 Mississippians, some of them children, some of them law enforcement, died last year in domestic violence-related events, according to data Mississippi Today collected from multiple sources. Information was pulled. At least 96 Mississippians died from a domestic violence. I'm sure that has increased since January 1st, 2025. Why is this? Why has this been your calling? Why have you undertaken? Because this has a lot of trauma. It's not something you can go home and just once you walk through the door you forget about what you just experienced. And I can see it even in your demeanor right now. Why Fabian Nelson for this charge, for this movement?
When I was on the campaign trail, this is not something that was even on my radar. I didn't, I heard about, domestic violence, but it wasn't something I campaigned on. I mean, it wasn't on my radar. But after I was elected, I had, people, of course, started calling, and Mississippi Coalition for Domestic Violence reached out to me. Hey, can we schedule a meeting with you? I said, sure. And they were surprised. I was like, what are you so surprised? They said, because we've been
You want to do the work. You're doing the work.
Like we've called so many legislators and nobody will return our calls and meet with us. I said, well, yeah. I mean, I'm going to meet, even if I meet with you and I don't agree with it and don't want to take up, I'm at least going to meet with you because I may be able to learn something.
Right.
And when I met with them, I learned something. And when I started hearing those stories about, what was going on, talking to families, victims' families, that said, we've been trying to get justice, we've been trying to get reform on this. And so when I started hearing, I'm like, something has to be done about this. And so it's just listening to the stories and really feeling the pain of people. That's one thing about me. I'm an empath, so I feel whatever people.
You're what now?
Empath.
What is that?
And so we feel like if I'm talking to you, I feel your hurt.
Okay.
I can feel your pain.
Okay.
And so meeting with these families, you feel their pain. And if you're in a position that you can change something and make something better, that's what I was elected for.
Okay.
To be positive change. And I know I'm going to see issues when I get there.
Right.
That I have not even don't know anything about, but Lord, use me to be the change that we need for things like that.
Coach, how should a citizen or an individual, and then I'm going to have Mr. Nelson come back and give us, be more specific.
Okay.
How should a citizen that has a concern approach a state representative that is approachable? There's some that's not approachable. So we want to make sure that when we're stepping to people, don't paint them and you haven't had an opportunity to engage them over 1 or 2 or 3 engagements, because you never know what's going on. We spoke on that earlier about we never know what another person is living through in their story. What would be some of your teaching tools to be able to approach? because he's not hard to find.
No,
not at all. Now, if he's eating at the table, don't go over there and just bum rush him. Go right ahead.
Basically,
Coach.
I was saying,
give us some
place.
nuggets.
It's a time and a place and a way that approach elected officials, especially the person that's an impasse. So people that have that type of perspective, they want to hear what you have to say, regardless of their own personal views on their own personal time. But yet at the same time, if you really, really want to approach an elected official with a problem, when you actually do that, make sure that that problem is not something that you want to push onto them.
What do you mean when you say push on to them? And Ms. Nelson, if he says something, you got a question? Because he's my therapist. Go right ahead.
Lots of times when people approach to a person that they feel they have power, the person already has assumed authority in their mind already. So they have them, that person, on a pedestal, right? Mm-hmm. So when they approach the person with a problem or a situation, automatically they want that person to fix it right then in the instant moment. They
want mine fixed now.
Right now, instantaneously, right? So if that elected official or that person that you consume that has assumed power is talking to you about an issue, give them the grace to make sure they can hear everything out and get the facts of what's going on, because most times people approach you, they're approaching you with their emotions.
Absolutely.
And so when their emotions, they approach you with their emotions. So I have a formula I could give to people when they're actually engaging in building relationships. It's called I over E equals we. It's intelligence over emotions equals we. That means we can come to some type of consensus when you use your intelligence and you don't get so emotionally absorbed to where you want that person to feel just like you're feeling. Uh-huh. And pretty much they can't solve your problem on the instant. If an elected official tell you they're going to give you a card and give me a call back a certain time, believe me, if they true and sincere, they might not call you back. Their assistant may call you back. But if they're really true and sincere, they will. If an elected official tell you to call them, then you better be worried about something. Because most of the time they tell you to call, well, you can call my office. My office is open this time. Most of the time they won't call you back. Mm-hmm. All right? Because that's not in their privy. They don't have the resource capacity to do that. But when they actually give you a number and say you can call this number, or let me get your information, I'll get back in contact with somebody from my office, will get back in contact with you. Be patient. Give it about 2 days. And if they haven't called back, it's not because they didn't want to call back. They got too busy. And the busy means being under Satan's yoke. They just too busy, right? Mm-hmm. And then you give them that grace. And when they call you back, make sure you have everything in sequential order that you're talking about, that you can give them some information where they can go back and research and get fact find to make sure what you're saying is not biased.
Minimize the rambling.
That's it. And then once you do that, I guarantee you, whatever you're trying to get solved as a problem will become a challenge to that particular elected official, because that elected official is not trying to solve it.
Okay.
That the elected official is putting resources in place to make sure that the process can change or make an adjustment. So that's basically how you approach it. Don't come to elected official with your own baggage, making them feel like they can solve it right there. You have to give them patience. You got to be patient. You have to give them the opportunity to have grace. And guess what? If they have the really sincere intent to help you, they're going to give you some resources.
Based on their schedule. So, Mr. Nelson, educate us on how to approach you and how to follow up with you.
Beautiful.
All right, you want to breathe and relax, because he look like he about to throw some hands. He over there, y'all can't see what I'm saying. You can see man. Just breathe. I've been working on him for an hour and a half to lean back into the couch. I don't know where he's been and who he's been talking to, but he will not lean back. It's like he got the flight if he have to. I got to get him out of here and roll. But anyway, thank you for laughing with us. So we're breathing now. We just went through a little turbulence, and just teach us how to approach you.
Yes.
In a manner that makes us approachable and puts us in a position where we can hear back.
That's right.
I need to get your phone number, so when people call me, I can send it through you first, and you can give them their formula.
Yeah, that's it.
Because when constituents reach out to us, it's always 90% of the time their emotion is going to be
yes.
We call it flooding.
They're flooding. Yep.
They're going to tell you every single problem that they've ever had with the state of Mississippi and the city since they were born. Mm-hmm. But it just really takes calming kind of calm them down and say, hey, I understand. Let's slow down a little bit. Let's take baby steps. Let's figure out how we solve this. Okay, this is with this agency, so let me get in contact with somebody at this agency and follow back up with you. But your question was like how
to approach you.
How
to approach you.
How to approach you. I mean,
and when to approach you.
Look, I'm always working.
Okay.
I'm always working. So if I'm out and you see me and you got an issue, definitely come up and talk to me about it. I may not be able to sit there and solve your issue because sometimes I'm at events and I get bombarded with people, and so what I want people to understand is I'm not, shrugging you off. However, I have to talk to other people too.
Right.
So be respectful and telling me briefly about your problem and allowing me to reach back out to you.
Okay.
So I give people my card most of the time. I have my cell phone number on my card.
Okay.
I have my email address on there.
Okay.
And I tell people if you call me and don't get me, feel free to leave a voicemail, text message, or email me. If you have to. I really prefer email. Because it gives me a paper trail. And
True.
I forget a lot of times.
So he's asking to come to his space and in about 2 minutes, introduce yourself, let him know you're going to be reconnecting. Then he's asking for an email, not to brush you off, but so that he can have it in sequence. Because he got a plate full, probably a folder full.
Absolutely.
There's 30, 40 emails, and might be 100 emails in front of that one.
Yes.
Okay, so when you see him in spaces, introduce yourself. Minimize the solving it right there. Make sure you get a business card. Take a selfie with him if you can.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
That way, when you text him back or email him back, he can say, okay, I got that.
You just put that in practical steps.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
You just took it, see, because a lot of times what we have when we be doing this kind of work with Community Strong for Jackson MS, our whole purpose for doing what we're doing is to collect people to resources and resources to people. But you can't do that effectively if you don't have a formula of how to approach. You was really good.
And Coach, and you did it by saying, remove the emotion and the feeling.
Yeah. Because
that man can't hear you when you screaming over 20, 30 years worth of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and it's like a person wanting to get, me as a therapist, I'm talking to a person, they talking about one issue, but they really want me to give them a therapeutic session right then. And so I don't have the capacity to do that, right? So what we're saying in terms is that this is not just a model for Mr. Fabian, but also for every elected official that you approach.
We call it, we practicing.
Because here's the deal. I did a class on communication with just some constituents. They had an issue at Sunset Apartment, right? So the manager called me over. He said, Coach, because I'm a therapist, Coach, I need you to come and talk to my tenants because everybody upset about this garbage, right? So he said, I want to just contract you out for 3 days to talk to the people in the apartment complex, right? So they all come to the meeting room, right? And we get together, and guess what? Everybody want to complain. I had to actually literally take that 3 days and turn it into a 3-week seminar where I was teaching people how to communicate when you have a problem. And I love what you said, because most people, the email, I like that. That's accountability now.
Yeah.
And then they could never say that situation when the situation was never brought to them, but the manner in which you responded was based on how they engaged.
So you've got the email,
Yeah.
Representative. You got the email.
And that's important. So, when a moment ago, I had a constituent or someone on my live that say, I've been trying to reach you for 2 months about. And
you dodging me.
I mean, she said she's trying to reach you for 2 months, but I want to know where you've been trying to reach me, because if you try,
she wasn't connected to community conversation.
Yeah, I'm not hard to find, and
Right.
so I don't know. So I want to kind of dig a little deeper. Hopefully, she reaches out so we can figure out.
Do you have an email address that you could just say right now that person can reach you out? Is it okay?
Absolutely. My email address is fnelson@house.ms.gov.
Say it one more time.
House Nelson.
So fnelson@house.ms.gov.
Beautiful.
Okay. Your team of assistants, is it just you? Because I always see, do you have a team of assistants?
I have me and my director of constituent services, Ms. Brittany Bowman. So it's just us two.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's us two,
are you
so-
able to take on any volunteers or anything, or you just deal with strictly
No, absolutely. I would love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love volunteers. I'm going to consider trying to
Interns.
get interns when we get a session, because we don't have a staff. So no representatives.
Thank you for saying that.
Say
Please.
it one more time, please.
We have no staff. It's just us. So we have to author legislation, work on getting
50
it passed.
bills.
We have to read the bills that come through ourselves.
Show up at social events.
Show up to social events, deal with constituent services. And so we have to do all of that. But let me tell you, that's by design.
I believe that.
Because
and you didn't have to say that, but I believe that.
Because if we had a team,
it's over.
We'll be able to be effective.
Oh, efficient and effective.
We'll be able to get a lot of stuff done. But they say, well, if nobody have a team, they don't have time to read all these bills. They don't know what's going on.
Right.
So before you actually took this seat, who was there before you, predecessor?
The Keeter Stamps.
Okay, so there's a reason why when he said that, guess what?
What's that?
I was one of the people that helped volunteered when he was in his position.
Okay.
And the biggest thing that he did, what was so impactful, is that he was able to get to certain people all over the place, right? But he had such committed people that was in the community that wanted to understand how they can help not just people in their district, but throughout the whole entire state of Mississippi.
That's a model.
It was because from a council person, for every role that he had, he was always building those relationships with people that had the heart for service. And I knew it. He would always say, "Yo, people, coach, they think I got money. I ain't got no money."
That sounds just like
yeah, I ain't got no money, but I work them though. And so I think you're doing the same exact thing, but yet people need to understand your ability to engage community and get community involved with the process. So you saying you're gonna get interns, and I think it's great because that we need more people, young people, we call them next ones up, involved in the political process, so we can get this voter apathy out the way because they don't feel a part of the process.
Sure don't.
So you got the email. What's next, Mr. Fabian?
So you're talking about once I get
you got the email. Somebody, they met you in the public. They gave you the 2 minutes. They was able to get your contact information. Maybe take a selfie. They've established themselves in that moment when you're surrounded by 100,000 folks, 100,000 people. They send you an email. What next?
So within 24 hours, I'm going to look at that email.
72 hours. Go ahead. Give him some space.
But I'll look at the email, figure out where the issue is. If it's something that my constituent service manager, Brittany, can handle.
Okay.
Mostly goes to her. Really, pretty much all of my emails do go to her anyway. And then we start figuring out, unraveling what it is that we need to do. Now, another feature that I have is I use an app where I have my calendar available.
Okay, get ready, you all.
And so people can click on my calendar and book an appointment with me.
Lord, I love it. I love it.
At any time they want. So, I'm open. If you go on my calendar right now, you want to meet with me next Thursday at 11 o'clock. If my calendar is clear, you can have that space.
And the name of the app is?
It's Calendly.
Calendly. It works for you?
It works. It works amazing.
Okay. Because I'm torn between that and Google. Okay. But Calendly.
And you can integrate it with your Google Map, with your Google Calendar.
Okay. And how do we get you on the Calendly?
Yes. It is. I have a link that's on my. Where did I put my link? It's on my Facebook page.
Okay, it's on the Facebook page, which is Fabian Nelson.
Fabian Nelson.
So
you go there and you'll see that link. Also, I have it's on my webpage. It's www.nelson66.com.
Okay.
And so you go in there, you can see where you can schedule a meeting. You can schedule a proclamation request. If you want me to come speak, you can schedule me to come and speak at an event. And so that helps out a lot, though, because
I tell you,
to let them come and get on my calendar, and I designate on their times that I'm available to make sure it's not like just get on there anytime. I may be booked up for 2 weeks,
right?
Okay,
but it gives my constituents an opportunity, and I give them an option of virtual or in person.
Okay,
so if they want to do virtual, we can do virtual, do in person. I'll call them 24 hours before and let them know if I'm in my Capitol office or if I'm in my office environment. We can set up a
technology. Boy, I love it.
A commitment.
Yes.
He ain't trying to do nothing. Because if he's trying, it's going to be itching in about 5 minutes. Yeah, I got a little, I ain't going to put that out there, but yeah, we ain't trying to do nothing.
I say a statement, don't try, don't think, just do.
Just do it.
Don't try, don't think, just do. Just do. And then you'll get in contact with them.
Okay, well, Mr. Nelson, I want to make sure that you have a couch to sit on, because I didn't accomplish my mission today. You ain't leaned back yet, so that's what I need. That's what I need. So hopefully in another 3 months we can get you back so you can educate, inform us, and encourage us that we have to save ourselves.
SOS.
We have to save ourselves. They can't put it all on Fabian Nelson.
Sure can't.
No, you can't do that.
I can do my part, but I need everybody else to do theirs as well.
I like that. Hold on, let me change that camera over there. Hold on. Say just like that.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I love it. I love it.
I've been working on that. That's my win there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
That's your
I'm
win.
finna kick the field goal. Yeah. But I noticed my kicker been looking up in the bleachers, so I don't know what we're gonna do. We might have to run this one in. All right. Imparting, sir. Are there some things you want to share with community that we can become more engaged, more informed, more educated? And also, Mr. Nelson walked in with these serious. They say if you want to hide something from us, I'm not saying what color.
Okay.
All you got to do is put it in writing. Put it in booklet form. But this is what he, and I'm going to let him kind of give us a, kind of let me know what I'm holding. It's thick. It's got some pictures in it. It's got a whole lot of words.
Yeah,
in it.
I seen something like this. Zakiya Summers did something like that before.
Is this
it.
from your personal office?
I love it.
Yeah,
okay. So this is something you undertook on your own.
So what I do at the end of each session, I take the major legislation we passed and put it in the summary to go out to my constituents. And so in that book, you can see all of the new bills or the bills that changed under this last session. And that's just keeping people informed, and involved.
So it's not your fault if I don't open this.
Absolutely.
And that's on me.
It's on you.
I can't blame you.
That's it.
I can't hold you accountable.
It gives the opportunity also, say, for instance, if it's so many bills, something that it didn't get passed, and you really want to jump on it early before a session, this is very important because that's why I'm working with Zakiya Summers. I know we do that a lot. She'll put something out there, and then you give you a time frame where you can actually start to meet with her or her constituents or people across the board to find out whatever issues is before we get into the session.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it.
Something. This is there's so much information. I got to get you back in here in about 3 months if it's okay.
Most definitely, I would love to come back.
I had hopefully we earned the right to get you back. Turn the microphone I really like the way you sitting over in there. Hold on, let me get that. Most of our superheroes when they fly in, because we understand the distance of the flight and the battling that you guys are doing. Everybody kind of like, But when they get around us for a minute, my dad say, man, you got that one too. So, Dad, let me know how I'm doing with Mr. Nelson.
Ding,
State
ding.
Representative. 66. Make sure you let me know. And thank you for letting me be in some of your infomercials.
Oh, absolutely.
I was riding down McDowell, and I saw Fabian out there, and I just went to blowing the horn. And they said, come here. When he got a certain way, he begged for me. Come here. And, man, they got me in the commercial and stuff.
Sure did.
Just some before I read these, and I want to thank you all for the comments because it's always, the Coliseum is huge.
Yes, it is.
And when you got a man in the arena that's battling, it's so easy for the man upstairs that's down up there eating peanuts and skins and drinking beer and liquor and all, to say, man, I would have done it different. Yeah, because you're sitting up here.
That's right.
You're not down there. Just recently, and I want to commend the agency that's in my community. They started working on a house. And I think it's vital to introduce yourself to the surrounding neighbors. Just kind of let us know who you are, what you got going on, and what you propose to do. Take in consideration other people's lifestyles before you come into the neighborhood. Take in consideration the trauma that we're experiencing in our communities. Take time to introduce yourself and allow us to know what time you're going to be starting, because you're coming in and you don't know if people are sickly. You don't know, don't know if they're coming in from late night, because it creates one stickler I have is please don't park right across from my driveway. I'm a grumpy old man. I promise you I'm grumpy. So please don't just come into the community and you don't allow yourself to meet the people that are having to live, that have been living there.
Yes.
Okay. And we do understand about expansion of growth. An agency like a Grant Me Justice.
Yes.
How do we go about them being more engaged? Because they just picked up another family. They picked up two families. The family that committed the murder and the family that the child that the young lady was murdered in. So Miss Grant Me Justice now, you have an agency, a community inside the city limits of Jackson that work with people that experience this, and we have more of this than we don't have.
Right.
How can organizations become part of the movement through a Fabian Nelson, through a representative Fabian Nelson, to be able to sit at the table and be able to Because Fabian not writing any checks. Mr. Nelson not writing checks.
Say it again, please.
He's not writing. Unfortunately, if he could, he would write some checks.
Yes.
And this is no reflection on Grant Me Justice, but how do we go about building those relationships and nurturing those relationships to be in those spaces when you're there battling for these agencies and these organizations?
You said a mouthful right there.
Oh, I couldn't say it again. Don't make me say it again, but go right ahead.
But what helps is, because remember we were talking about 1137, the Narcan bill to expand Narcan access? Mm-hmm. And so the way we did that is we had Mississippi harm reduction, and we had an advocacy day at the Capitol. It was an advocacy day for... I can think of what we called it, but we brought people in from all over the state with purple shirts on. Okay. We had a press conference, and we were talking about expanding Narcan access. Mm-hmm. We did that. They came to the gallery. I announced them in the gallery. But having them come from all across the state, they were able to talk to their legislators, say, look, we need this passed. Okay. And when they did that, we started picking up traction on it. Okay. So when you're working with a legislator to get something done, don't just say, oh, author this bill and leave it there. Mm-hmm. Stay on top of it.
How do we find out about those kind of gatherings, the one that you just spoke on?
Yes.
We promote them. So, whenever we have press conferences, we will promote them, on Facebook. Okay. Get with some of the people that are strong in those areas. Miss Rogers, she does a lot of stuff around criminal justice reform.
Okay. Pauline Rogers?
Miss Pauline Rogers.
Man, that lady be putting out some affirmations, some mantras.
She sure does. And so get with organizations and people, that advocate for these issues because they have real good relationships with legislators. Okay.
And
just make yourself available.
That was a nugget. Sometimes you have to go through I've gotten more opportunities through someone else than going directly to the opportunity. Yes. So sometimes we have to kind of move around and see who some of the other players.
Because if Miss Pauline called me right now, I'm answering for Miss Pauline, what's going on? What do you need? Okay. And so versus somebody else, I don't know. Of course, I'm gonna answer for him, but I'm gonna call her and say, hey, you know this person, and they're doing this. You want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that really are for the cause.
Not a setup.
Not a setup.
Not a
relationships. Relationships. So like I say, if you go talk to Miss Pauline, she'll call me and say, hey, Fabian, I got this organization or whatever that wants to do this. Can you work with them? Absolutely, Ms. Pauline. What do we need to do?
Okay. And who does Ms. Pauline work with or work through?
I cannot think of her.
She's on Facebook now.
She does criminal justice reform. I can't think of the name.
I see around a lot of prison.
Yeah, a lot of prison reform.
Okay.
One big thing she's working on right now, she's working on legislation because what they're doing is they're making these inmates that clean in the prisons, they're cleaning without protective equipment. Okay. A young lady just died today from stage 4 breast cancer because of the chemicals she was exposed to. So Ms. Pauline is advocating trying to get legislation where they have to provide PPE to our inmates.
Okay. That's very important.
We passed it in the House. It was authored by Representative Gibbs.
Okay.
LG
35. Go ahead.
And so he authored it. And he worked hard. He got it out of the House and went to the Senate, and the Senate didn't take it up. So we're going to push it again this upcoming session.
Okay. Some comments. When fighting for business, and I just spoke on this, when fighting for businesses to come here, check on the environmental impact before you start the fight. Data centers are not good. Then someone else stated, amazing show from Jackson Pioneers. If we help them with mental health and job creation, that's how you stop domestic violence. Hope changes people, not tougher on the people. What do you do when your emotional intelligence tells you they are lying? I'm going to let my representative, and then I'm going to give Coach a minute. What do we do when we interpret that their emotional intelligence tells you they are lying, whoever they may be? I know you experience that all the time around all these intellectually capable people.
You have to call them out on it.
That's it.
I mean, you have to call them out and respectfully call them out. You got to go, you call them and say, I don't agree with that.
Off to the side in a crowd.
Yeah.
Off to the side in a crowd.
Pull them to the side.
Okay.
Yes. I'll pull them to the side. And then now, if I correct them and they keep on in that crowd telling them, then I'm going to call it
special.
Out. Yeah, that's it.
Then you're going to call them out.
I'm going to come and say, this is not, this is incorrect information. Which I've had that happen in the legislature a few times.
Okay.
People have put another spin on things. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing, but they done lied about stuff. Okay. And I come and say, look, y'all need to correct this, and they don't. And so I publicly will correct them because people deserve the truth.
Do you all have to pledge, y'all newbies or rookies, the first session?
We do. What they do is anytime we go to the well is where we present the podium, we present our bills.
Yes.
Anytime we go to the well for the first time, they ask us just off the wall crazy questions.
Okay.
And so after they do that, then we've been initiated. So that's what we do to everybody when they go to the well the first time.
Okay, Coach, what do you do when your emotion, from a therapist perspective, what do you do when your emotional intelligence tells you they are lying?
First of all, the first thing is real simple. The truth is unbelievable. All right. Sometimes most people, when you actually tell them something, they don't want to hear the truth. Mm-hmm. So their emotional intelligence is based on their level of understanding where they at right there at a particular time. If you know a person is not at the level of understanding where they actually think they're right or wrong, you already assume that they're going to lie to you. As a therapist, I always tell a person, what do you want me to do? Lie to you, tell you the truth, or tell you the truth, or just tell you what you want to hear? Most people say, oh, yeah, Coach, just tell me the truth. I said the truth is unbelievable because most times people don't want to hear the truth. So their person's emotional intelligence is based on their level of awareness. If a person, you see that person, and not by that person how they dress, but listen to how they talk, right? If they talk in a manner which they're going to tell you things that they want you to hear, we call fluff talk, then you just sit back and look at their emotional intelligence and how your emotional intelligence is going to be able to reciprocate what they're saying. You never want to make a person feel dumb or less than you, even if you have more intelligence than them in certain areas. You always sit back and just listen to what they're saying. And so basically, listen to what they're saying and don't respond to what they're saying that is false. Because if you respond to it immediately, you feed into it. Listen more instead of responding.
And there's a billion some people on the planet. Don't waste your time. Move on to the next person. That's a billion people.
And another thing is, if you agree with everything that your elected officials say, it's a problem.
Yes. Or another human being.
Anybody. If you agree,
come on, guys.
That person is probably manipulating you and telling you what it is you want to hear. And so
meet you another person. It's a billion others out here.
Most of the millennials, they are so truthful. People think they're lying. But majority of millennials are very truthful in their perspective because they wasn't taught to lie as much as we was taught to lie.
Right.
So
I got an ass whooping for lying.
Yeah.
I mean, we had consequences every time I was my mouth, I was lying.
So they just gonna say things that you like, wow, why would you say that? Because that's how they feel. Mm-hmm. Most millennials don't talk, they don't use their emotional intelligence, they use their feelings.
You're right about that. I said it with my son.
They use their feelings to communicate. Mm-hmm. And so you have to kind of reorientate them and say, listen, that's not really true, but at the same time, just be patient with them.
Yeah, move on.
Let them catch up.
Get you somebody else.
He gonna move on.
I'm gonna move on.
You're doing the right thing.
The Mississippi Coalition Against Domestic Violence, please take advantage. Please go by and find out exactly what this agency, this organization, this movement does. Local is 601-981-9196. Toll free is going to be 800-898-3234. When you come back, Mr. Nelson, maybe we need to, during the session, you're really busy, aren't you?
Busy, but make time.
Okay. Hopefully we can get him back for during the month of December so you can prep us going into January.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be better.
Hopefully and we're going to be inviting you out to Kwanzaa. Is that right, Coach?
Well, yes.
Okay.
We'll stick, yeah.
We're going to invite you out to Kwanzaa.
Okay.
So when you come back, we want to dive into violence and poverty. 45% of domestic violence survivors in one study reported experiencing financial difficulties, including not being able to pay their bills. Yep. Stalking, 1 in 6 women and 1 in 19 men have experienced stalking victimization during their lifetime. Man, this is teen dating violence among adult victims of rape, physical violence, and of stalking by an intimate partner. 22.4% of women and 15% of men first experienced some form of violence, some form of partner violence between 11 and 17 years of age. Mm-hmm. Come on, y'all.
I was surprised when I found out that teens were dealing with domestic violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're modeling the behavior they see at home.
That's how it's modeled behavior.
Mm-hmm. Sexual violence, nearly 1 in 5 women have been raped in their lifetimes. Come on, y'all. On an average, almost 500 women are raped or sexually assaulted each day in the United States. Come on, y'all. Intimate partner violence, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 have been a victim of severe physical violence by an intimate partner. And I just want to encourage those of us, love yourself first as hard as you can so that you will not be misled by what you think you see in somebody as opposed to what you're really seeing. Reproductive coercion. When I saw that, I was like, wow, approximately 10.3 million women in the United States reported having an intimate partner try to get them pregnant when they did not want to or refused to use a condom during intercourse. That is a red flag, you all. Let's stop picking people to pick someone. Let's stop repeating this cycle. All right. That's a subject to speak on.
Yes.
I just think one other thing that we could, and I'll email you on this too as well, and this is a phenomenon that's really affecting all of us in Mississippi and in the nation, is infant mental health. Infant mental health is something that we don't think about a lot, but we're seeing some information is understand that if we start working with those parents while the child is in the womb, before they come out, we can stop a lot of this. We can eliminate a lot of these problems that we have in our society. So infant mental health, and I'll email you some information about that.
That'd be great.
Everything is a progress. Everything is a process. Everything is a progress, process, a system. But we have to be prepared mentally, physically, spiritually to have an appetite for the work. Woo, we got to work, guys.
We got to have an appetite.
You got to work, guys, huh?
You got to have an appetite for it.
You got to have an appetite for the work, man. Trust me, if you rub 2 nickels together, you got 10 cents. That's it. And no more is coming. Get out and meet somebody. Get out and show up to some of these social experiences. Follow the people you need to follow so you can connect and network. Get out of these silos where we're caught up in all this distracted, I call it distraction entertainment for distraction. You know, what PD they got going on got nothing to do with what's happening right next to my house. Yeah, come on, you guys. Yes, all right, we're not saying goodbye. We're saying thank you. Anything you want to leave the listener and the viewing audience on being better community? It's on you, Mr. Nelson.
Hey, once again, thank you for the opportunity. I always appreciate the opportunity where I can, let my voice be heard. The people out there, people don't always agree, but that's okay. But I think we're in a position we need to make sure that we're being open and honest and transparent about the things that are, that are happening all around us. I feel really good at the way things are moving, the momentum that I'm seeing just around the city. I'm hoping that we can keep it up and just keep on improving our city. But y'all are doing an amazing job with your organization.
Thank you, sir. Hey, I'm going to tell you something now, Mr. Nelson will call you out now. He ain't doing it to hurt your feelings. He's doing it because he see more in you than you see in yourself.
That's it.
He said something. He said honest, open, and transparent. That means he's hot right now.
Oh, he hot.
He's hot. He's hot. Yes.
And he does not mind doing the work.
That's right.
He's a model for the work.
That's it.
So we want to thank you for being present, being available, being accountable. He's given an approach. He shouted out a lady's name. If there's something, sometimes we need to go through the broker or the agent to get what it is that we want, these audiences that we need to have. And don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give in because the person didn't receive you the first time. You just don't know where you are in the lineup.
That's it.
Go ahead.
And stop worrying about getting the credit.
Ooh, that's a topic for another discussion. Stop worrying about the what?
Don't stop worrying about getting the credit. You need to worry about the impact.
Yeah, focus on the impact.
I don't care who it is that has to get this pushed through. If it's something I'm passionate about and it's going to help people, that's what we need to do. We got to stop getting in these battles, and you see this all across the city. This person, I'm going to do this, and this person going to do that. We can come together and say, well, we're going to specialize in this area. You specialize in that one.
That's right.
If I get people that need assistance here, I'm going to send them to you. You do the vice versa. Instead, no, we're going to do it all, and you don't make it anywhere with that. We got to work together.
All right. That's coming from a person that does the work. We want to thank you guys so much for connecting with Community Connections Conversations. Should it be Community
You do this every week. You do this
Conversation,
every week.
Or do I need to put the S? Community,
you already had it right the first
Connections.
time.
What did I have the first time?
Community Connection Conversation.
Yes, sir. Community Connection Conversation.
Okay. So do I put the S on Connections and take the S off of Conversations?
It don't really matter.
Conversation Connection. Because you having connections. You having one conversation singular, and you having connections. You want multiple connections.
Okay. So Community Connections Conversation. Community
Connection Conversations.
Conversations. S on conversations.
So take the S off the end
Yes.
Yes.
And put the S on the end.
Yes.
Yes.
Conversations.
Conversation.
Okay, all right. So thank you so much for connecting to community, connection, conversation.
Yay! Yay! You put that on
Man,
there.
that's a load y'all have taken off of me because this
Yeah,
is a tongue
that's a tongue
twister.
twister
It's
there.
a tongue
He do
twister.
it every show.
Every show. Every show. We always like to do this too. We've kind of gotten away from, we got about 3 minutes. Thank you, Miss White over here at Visions Unlimited Studio for giving us a
Yes.
little extensive time. What would your adult self say to your teenager self?
Mm-hmm.
And what would your teenager self say to your adult self, Mr. Fabian, in closing?
And one of them can speak first. And let them know which one gonna speak first, the adult or the teenager.
I'm going to be, let's see, adult, teenager.
Okay.
Okay.
And my adult self would tell my teenage self that be yourself. Be your authentic self. People will like you. People will love you. People will not like you, and people will hate you no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, when you're being authentic and living your life authentically, that's, what you need to do, and you need to realize that you are enough no matter how many people tell you that you're not.
I love it.
That's what I would tell my teenage self.
Okay. Other way around.
And so I've never done it this way. So teenager to tell my adult self.
Mm-hmm.
I can't figure out how to. That's a different one.
Think about your son.
Okay. So I'm gonna be a teenager.
Talking to
Your
your
adult-
future self.
yep,
Talking
your
to yourself
future.
now.
Okay. So I think I would. This is a tough one. I never got.
Want to hold that to the next show?
No, we're gonna get this.
Yeah, you're gonna get it.
It's tough, but we gonna
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, you're gonna get it.
I think my teenage self would tell my adult self, just I'm trying to figure out how to frame it, or how this is a tough one, because I'm thinking about
Don't analyze.
He can't help it. That's the way he thinks.
that's the way I think. I'm a scientist by trade.
Okay.
Teenage self.
When you was a teenage self, were you thinking like that? You think now, or are you thinking the same? You thought you're thinking differently now as you're adult.
Okay, I would say keep on going, keep on.
I like that.
Keep on going, keep on pushing. All the barriers that are up here, you have a bright future ahead of yourself if you just keep going and not listen to people and just persevere through the storm.
I love it. I love it.
We got
He
it.
did it. Yes, sir.
All right. And got one more. Last but not least.
Okay.
The next one is
What would Daddy Nelson
okay. Go
tell
ahead.
you today? What would he tell you
I like
today?
that.
What would he say to you today?
Yes, yes.
My father passed away August 22nd, and they say when when people die, they'll come to you in dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And for the longest, I never had dreamed about him. And I would wonder, like, what is he upset? Why am I not having a dream? We had a piece of legislation that came through House Bill 1, which was our income tax elimination bill. And I was on the fence about it. Like, what do I do? How do I vote? And I couldn't sleep. And it was really getting to me.
Mm-hmm.
The day before the vote, guess what happened? The night before, I had a dream.
Wow.
And my dad was in the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he said, I want you to know that I'm proud of you. Everything that I have instilled the best qualities in you, and the decision already. Follow your mind in doing whatever it is you do, but you already know the answer. And after that, that was what I needed. So,
All right.
That was awesome, man.
That was awesome. Hey, community, connection, conversation.
Yes.
That's my
I
big
love
brother
it.
there. Big
I
brother
love
Fabian
it.
Nelson.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you got to do right so they'll come back. You got to do right. Coach, I want you to thank you so much, man. You had a full day yesterday. Thank you so
Yes,
much for making it today.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nelson, continue to do what you do. We just a social media post away.
okay.
Yeah, so we used to say a phone call away. Now you got to find folks on social media.
I see you grabbing my stuff on
Hey,
there.
man,
Thank
all
you.
the
I
time. I'm
appreciate
always
it.
moving it. Let them know again where they can find you this coming week on your radio show.
Tune in Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m., 90.1 WMPR. Also, I stream on Facebook, so you can catch us streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn and all the streaming places.
Okay.
We'd love to have you.
Knowing Community Now, this coming Thursday, we've got Mr. Jimmy Hunt, I believe. I got to check in on him. He's doing a lot of spiritual music and touching a lot of people that may not have belief and faith. Also, we're supposed to have the infamous, world-renowned Mr. Benny Foster, challenging the heavyweight champion of the world. So we look forward to having him here on the couch. And you guys, I just want you all to know we are very thankful for you all being connected. Every now and then, someone comes along and shows us who we are and what we might become. It's a matter of being in the right place at the right time. But it does not happen through everyone.
Yes.
We want to thank Mr. Fabian Nelson for being a part of that assembly of everyone and being the voice for those who sometimes feel like they don't have a voice of their own.
Yes.
Let me close out on this song. We're going to get our photo. And we're going to go out and continue to be superheroes.
That's it.
601. Unity, love, and peace.
He got him leaning on it. We're going to see if he's going to bob his head. Now, he said, you asking for too much now. You had me lean up in here. Now you want me to bob my head. Hey.
Listen. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, better get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community strong. Hey, we got something to say.
We want to thank you all so much for connecting with us this morning. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with Connection Conversations. I'm a little slow, so I got to repeat that over.
Now the Mr. Howard Sanders with the brother Coach Obasi. Superheroes, conversation about the real. They try to keep it clean, but let's express how you feel.
Hey. You guys have a safe Saturday.
We all in the same gang.
Have a happy Sunday.
The prophet of the truth.
Superheroes. Wherever your feet planted.
Reach one, teach one, the old and the young. We got it by the spirits with the power of the tongue. I'm on the inside looking out, they on the outside looking in. Keep it cordial, don't export it. Call them family, call them friends. You pursue what you can do is show love, count your blessings. Life is hard, but it's fair. And it comes with some lessons. Mental power for an hour, with some knowledge come to college. Important people, different topics, not that daily garbage gossip. Hey, we got something to say.
We got something to say. We ain't blaming and shaming over here. We want to lift each other, one another, the other up. If you need a copy of this 2025 major legislation summary, Representative Fabian Nelson, Mississippi House District 66. You guys have a safe Sunday. Be sure to hug and love someone. If you haven't spoken to them in a while, just call and say, hey, I want you to have a great day. Let's stop having all this anger and animosity towards one another. Yeah. Here in Jackson?
Over in Willowwood subdivision.
Wow, man. Wow.
I'm glad they got them.
Stop the stream.